Mr. O'Brien, transport and directly to the bridge.
Aye, sir. Energizing.
Security team to the bridge.
Belay that order, Lieutenant.
I just wanted to thank you all for your support. It's been fun.
From the StreamYard Studios on YouTube, this is Jeopnerdy. And here's your host, John DeMarco.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Jeopardy! We're glad you're here, and with us, as always, is our co-host, Professor Brainy Specs.
Hey, John. It's good to see you.
See you
How are
as
you
well.
doing tonight?
Good. How about you?
Doing pretty well, thank you.
Awesome. I hope everyone joining us in the chat is doing well also. I want to say a quick hello to everyone before we get into our first round. I'm going to say greetings to Brad. He was here a little bit earlier. Looks like he's back, so glad you can make it. Hello also to Scottrick. Glad you could stop by. Greetings, Patrick. He's currently our returning champion. We'll be seeing him again soon. Welcome also to Chaz. Good to see you here. Welcome to Omni. I guess he had some free time from all his board meetings, so he was able to stop by this evening. Glad he can make it.
Amazing.
Indeed. Greetings, Mercer. Glad you're here. Welcome also to Anna. Always nice to see you here. And welcome also to Mr. T Down. Okay, glad to see you here as well. And greetings, Mike Richards from Columbus, Ohio. Glad you could make it. So, welcome also to Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Just making sure I'm all caught up in the chat. So now that we've said hello to everyone, let's go ahead and bring up our contestants for round one. First of all, we'll welcome up Patrick, our returning champion, who will be challenged by OmniCast and Chaz.
Good evening.
Hey,
Hello.
what's happening?
Hello,
I'm never in the first game. I don't like this. Also, this is worse for me last week because it was me versus the Cabal. Now it's me versus Omni and Patrick.
I mean, yeah, you had to stand firm. You did okay. You did an admirable job, but yeah.
I got obliterated by Cinnabon at the end of the night, but you know.
It's all right. I saw you.
Yeah.
Sometimes everybody gets obliterated by him, so oh well.
Although, admittedly, it's always Jeff versus the Cabal. So you know.
You know how that goes.
Yeah, also true.
The beard looks
Very
good as
true.
always, John. By the way.
Thank you.
And in the transporter room, I see.
By the beard, I mean the entity that John hosts on his face. But anyway.
Symbiotic beard.
I want to send out to a special welcome, I should say, to somebody else that may be watching. That's Danny. He just had surgery, had his appendix out. He's doing well, though.
Welcome, Danny.
Yeah, I feel better, Danny. Thanks for watching.
I had about a month and a half ago. I had that and a hernia surgery at the same time. That was
Also sounds
not
painful.
trying to top Danny there, but get well soon, Danny. I know how you feel. It's a little bit worse, but still, you're still at the campground. I see, Omni.
Yeah, just enjoying my vacation. Although, as you know, John said, board meetings keep me busy, and a lot of great things happening at Paramount Plus. So just stay tuned, guys. Keep your subscriptions on. Don't miss anything that's yet to come.
Clearly only got the Dream alert
during the company meeting and got let out early.
Looks like Brad Wolf has some advice for me. He says, try bribing the Cabal with donuts.
Donuts.
Yeah, definitely not with stroopwafels. They don't like that. Those.
I don't think either Cinnabon nor Thomas could do a Homer Simpson impression.
Donuts.
Lardalad donuts.
And hello, Mr. T. Dowd. It's good to see you.
Hey, T. Dowd, how are you?
He says his appendix is showrooms new.
Showroom's new. Oh, okay, that's good.
That
Has a
Voyager,
new appendix smell.
Ugh.
I don't think I'd want to smell that.
No.
But Mr. T, get your PC ready. You will be in round 2.
That would be great.
Yes, come on up.
That
Play.
would be fun.
That's Voyager's bridge you're standing on, right, Patrick?
Yep.
And then,
It's a mighty ship.
I'm
Yes.
assuming that's TAS of some sort, John. I just can't figure out what it is. The transporter room, question mark?
Yes, it is the transporter room.
Which I'm guessing is a hint for later on at some point, like it usually is, to John's background.
It's a distinct possibility.
I figured out it
Took the words right out of my mouth.
relate to a question John throws out there.
And
That's Mr. Kyle, aka 800, one of the 800 male characters James Doohan voices in TAS.
so, yes.
Approximately.
Not only that, it's the original Kyle. Only real Kyle
Exactly.
in animated form.
Precisely.
I was going to mention before we get started, whether it's Mr. T or anyone else who would like to join us in one of those later rounds, you can go ahead and click that link that's pinned at the top of the chat. Greetings also to Aaron Vixander. Glad you could stop by.
Mr. T, you don't have to put your camera on, sir. You can come on up just the way you are.
Exactly.
But he's in his t-shirts and gunties.
Doesn't he live on the other side of the world, though?
Canada.
Canada.
I thought for some reason, apart from you, I thought of all the question to truck people were like in Britain or something. But I guess I've misinterpreted that.
He's closer to Britain than I am, but he's still in North America.
Fair enough.
Good point.
And
Well,
by the way,
gentlemen, are you ready?
when Omni talks about Paramount Plus, it's clearly the North American version. Anyway, go ahead, Jeff.
Are you ready to play?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well. Yes.
All right. So let's play Jeopnerdy.
Our first category is about G, technology.
Oh, gee.
Gee whiz.
Captain on the Bridge, Part 1. In this case, I'm provide you with a movie or an episode. I want you to tell me who said Captain on the Bridge.
Ooh, okay.
For our visual category is Voyager Bridges, where I want you to identify the ship.
Mm.
Then we have music by Ron Jones. You will hear a short musical clip, and I want you to identify the episode.
Oh, wow.
And finally, Telecamps.
All right.
Wow.
Welcome, gentlemen. Patrick, you are the returning champion. You get to go first.
Those are excellent categories.
Yeah.
Wow. But let's start with Captain on the Bridge, Part 1. Let's start conservative, 800.
Favor the Bold.
Favor the bold. Who is Eddington?
That is incorrect.
Omni.
Pass.
Chaz.
I don't know if it's Deep Space Nine or Enterprise. If it's Enterprise, I know who it is, but I'm not. Pass.
That would have been Nog.
Nog.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was my
Okay,
second
God.
guess.
I was gonna. Thank God.
All right. Rough start for Patrick. Omni, it's your turn.
Well.
Ron Jones for 1,000, please.
Oh, this just says at ease cadet, right? Sorry.
Identify this episode.
Oh, that's easy. What is the emissary?
That's correct.
Well done. I did not get that.
Really?
And he says
Really?
that was easy.
That's like the Klingon love theme, kind of. You know, it sticks out a little bit.
All right, Chaz, it's your first turn.
Let's go captain on the bridge for 400, please.
Chain of Command, Part 2.
Oh crap. It's one of two. Shoot. Oh no, it's not. Who is Data?
That is incorrect.
Patrick.
I was thinking
Patrick?
it was Data. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Your turn.
Okay.
Answer.
Pass.
Omni.
I also thought it was Data, so pass.
Yeah.
Either Riker or Worf was one of the first things.
Correct response is Jellicoe. He says it when Picard returns at the end of the episode.
Oh, at the end. Okay.
Oh,
Indeed. That one I did know.
Tricky.
Trick question.
Patrick, it is your turn.
Captain on the bridge. Let's do 600.
Chain of Command, Part 1.
Who is Data?
That's correct.
but you put the tricky one at 400 and the quote unquote easy one at 600. Okay, John, I see your game.
Yes, Jellicoe tends to do that. All right, Omni.
Let's
Guess
do
we
captain
take
on the
control.
bridge. Yeah, for 1,000, please.
The Adversary.
That would be. Is that? It's either. It wasn't Nog. Pass.
Chaz.
I'm just going by John's video. Who is Jadzia Dat?
That is incorrect.
Of course.
Patrick.
Of course.
I'm again thinking it's Eddington, but I'm not going to do this. Pass.
I think it is Eddington.
You should have gone with your first instinct.
Yeah.
Ah!
Damn it.
Oh,
I was thinking Jadzia too, Chaz. That's funny, but I didn't know it.
All right, Chaz. Time to turn it around. It is your turn.
Voyager Bridges 1,000. Oh, that is. What is that called? Pass.
All right, Patrick.
What is medical transport 136 from Quayler?
Very good.
Yes, the Harry Kim ship.
Also known as the Nightingale.
Nightingale,
Not what I
yeah.
think it is.
Indeed. T-Dowd says he knew this or this.
Yeah, I did. I did know that Nightingale was the episode name, but I couldn't really remember if it also was a ship name. So went with the other one. Wow. My turn.
Patrick, it is your turn.
Let's try G technology for 600.
Despite the promise of an honorable battle, the albino buried this type of mine at the main threshold of his compound.
What is graphitonic?
I'm afraid not.
Omni?
That was close to what I thought it was, but I'm not going to guess. Pass.
Chaz?
Would you have considered graviton and gravitonic the same thing, John?
Basically, yes.
What is gravimetric?
That is also incorrect.
I was thinking gravitic.
Yes, it is gravitic,
Yeah.
Ah, gravitic.
just like the
Oh,
Kobayashi Maru.
All right, Omni. I want to caution Planet X. Please be careful what you put in the chat.
Oh, I wasn't even watching.
Omni. it's your
Ron
turn.
Jones, 800, please.
Identify this episode.
Wow. It's a big one.
I love that music.
It's pass.
Chaz.
I'm already in the hole. What is the best of both worlds? Part 1.
No.
That is incorrect, I'm afraid.
Patrick.
pass.
Oh, I know it now.
Because
Battle.
What?
It's the battle, right? Yep.
It is.
Oh,
It is. It
I
is.
just needed a few. I need a few more seconds
There's
to
some
just
intense
remember it.
You can't blame me for my guess because there's some intense music that's fairly close to that at the
it was
ending
very
scene,
close
what
to
I
that
said.
one. I was also thinking it.
Oh, I just needed a few more seconds.
Okay, Chaz. Back to you.
Playing for the block and to prevent Omni and help Patrick at this point. Kellicam's 1,000.
Okay.
All right.
Captain Claw ordered a stealth approach after Vixis reported that they would be in attack range in this many Kellicams.
Pass.
Patrick.
Darn it, I'm not remembering. Pass.
Omni.
Pass.
I had 50 or 10 in my head. Oh, nope.
8,000.
8,000.
Kilograms.
No worries, Planet X.
Yeah, you're good.
Joke answers are okay.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick.
Yeah. Let's try
And
Voyager
welcome, Thomas.
Bridges for 600. Hey, Thomas. What is the Equinox?
That's correct.
Lovely
And
ship.
we have a tie game. Omni.
Let's do Ron Jones for 6, please.
Identify this episode.
All right, that's an easier one. What is the booby trap or booby trap?
That's right.
Another excellent piece of
Yeah.
music.
They all sound so
Omni-
familiar, but
Not that I would have known. Not that I wouldn't have known it, but I feel like Omni should be penalized for because there's an episode called Emissary and an episode called The Emissary. Just saying. Two different
I'm
episodes.
sorry. I'll watch my prepositions, Chaz. I apologize. I don't mean to offend anybody.
No, I'm just saying that if there wasn't a precedent, I get why John accepted that because there's no episode called The Booby Trap. But anyway,
And there it is.
technology for thank you, Thomas. Technology for 200.
According to the Klingon ambassador, even as the Federation was negotiating a peace treaty, Kirk was secretly developing this torpedo, conceived by Kirk's son, and test detonated by the Admiral himself.
You have no idea how badly I want to say Genesis, but pass.
Patrick.
What is Genesis?
That's correct.
Oh, of course it is.
Genesis!
Sorry, Cass, but it was only 200, so you should have gone there.
Patrick.
Voyager Bridges 400. What is relativity?
That's correct.
Good.
Yeah.
You are under arrest for crimes you are about to commit.
About to commit. Yes.
Yes, indeed. And back to
I
Omni.
love
Got
that
a slim
episode.
lead.
Let's do Voyager Bridges for 8, please. What is the Dauntless?
That's correct.
Annex 01A.
Fake US this time.
Yeah.
It's a fake.
Could have just put in quotation marks. Finish off Voyager, please.
Voyager Bridges for 2.
Yep. What is the Prometheus?
That's right.
Finally got one. Woo!
By the way, John, you were tempting fate with that one.
That's your point.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick.
That's over my head, but yeah.
Captain on the Bridge for 200. Let's finish that one out.
Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country, the first time.
The first time.
Yep.
Who is Valaris?
That's right.
Yeah.
Isn't that technically Admiral on the bridge? But yeah.
Well, in that case, it
When
would
he
be
was
captain.
demoted. Yeah.
Yeah, he
No.
was already demoted by that point. Star
Star
Trek
Trek 2
4.
was Admiral. Star Trek 6 Captain.
Fair enough.
And Omni.
Let's do G Technology 1000, please.
When Troy objected that a Romulan ship would never get through this detection system on the Federation border, Sub-Commander in the Vex suggested that she provide the access codes.
You being tricky? Now I'm second guessing myself because I thought I knew it. I'm gonna pass.
Chaz.
I am going to pass as well.
Patrick.
And here I was thinking of Tachyon, but pass.
Is it gravitic again?
They were the gravitic.
I knew it. I knew. That's why I thought you were tricking me. I didn't. I can't. He couldn't have done it twice. I'm not going to say it twice. No way. Oh man, son of a gun.
Chaz.
Technology for 4.
Gravitic.
For 4.
This was a precursor to tractor beams that was used by Starfleet vessels in the 22nd century.
Probably not gravitic anything.
Are you
Pass.
sure? Patrick.
What are the grapplers or the grappling hook?
That's correct.
Oh yeah, Jesus, I knew that. I was thinking beam. Dang
Yeah,
it.
Grappler Zorn.
That's what I was just thinking.
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
Isn't that grappler, by the way? But yeah,
What the super clue?
that's still well played on me either way.
Patrick.
Oh, and G Technology 800.
According to Dr. Russell, this device was capable of reading the DNA coding of damaged organs, translating that into a specific set of instructions, and growing a replacement.
Yeah. I knew that one at one time, but what is Ganetronic scanner?
I'm afraid not.
Ah.
Omni.
Well, I think he was close,
Most likely.
but I'll say it the correct way. Genetronic. What is Genetronics?
To be more specific.
Genetronic. No, I can't. No.
And I did say Genetronic. Was on the scanner.
You said the Genetron. I thought you were mispronouncing it.
Oh. It's my accent again.
We'll go on to Chaz.
Yeah.
Pass.
Missing a keyword there.
It's Genotronic
Replicator.
Replicator. Yeah, and I was thinking replicator, but last time I had one of this one, it wasn't replicator, so that's why I went with scanner this time. Failed it.
All right, Omni.
Nice.
Let's do Ron Jones for 4, please.
Jones.
Oh my.
Identify this episode.
It's a good episode. What is the Defector?
That's correct.
Very good episode.
Indeed.
How in the world do you get to?
At the end, when the Klingon warbirds, birds of prey, decloak.
Yeah, of course I remember the music, but linking the title of the episode that quickly.
I have the box set. I'll just say it. I have the Ron Jones box set. It's amazing.
Yeah?
You have to get it. It's really good.
Okay.
You can listen in your car as you're driving to work. It's great.
So you have a
Yes.
specific box set for him. Okay.
Telecandy.
All right, found the daily double, and this could really help you out because you have minus 2,400 points, and you can bet up to 2,000. Get right back in the thick of it for
That's the
Final
lowest
Jeopardy.
possible amount I can.
Sorry,
I'll bet the lowest possible amount I can.
5 points.
5 points is the lowest? I thought it was like 100.
Nope, 5 points.
I'll bet 2,000 then.
Okay. You're confusing me, Chaz. For 2,000 points.
When the Rotaran located this missing battle cruiser, the vessel had drifted 500,000 kilocams inside Cardassian territory.
Well, it's been fun. It's been fun playing this game.
That's
I know. I remember. What is the Bamath, something like that.
Nicely done.
Nice. Good job.
wow. Excellent.
Very good. Very good. Patrick.
Kilograms, 400.
The Dura ships closed to 20,000 kilocams from the Bortas, which meant they were in range to use these.
What are the disruptors?
That is incorrect.
Omni.
Pass.
Chaz.
It's got to be Klingon technology, but that's not something I know of.
Klingon technology. Don't
So
give them
therefore,
ideas.
I'm gonna pass.
The torpedoes or something? What is
That
it?
was the transporters.
I thought it was 40. I guess Klingons are worse.
Oh, it's 40,000 for. 40,000
Oh,
for-
not Kelly. Yeah, kilometers. Right, got it.
All right, Omni.
Ron Jones for 2, please. Here comes the one. Come on. Everyone knows this one. Let's go.
Identify this episode.
Lay it on us.
Can I say it for- can I say it
I'm
for-
not
I'm thinking
sure.
this is the one-
I'm not-
This is the one I said before. Can I say
I'm
it?
not sure about this one. What is the Best of Both Worlds Part 1?
Yep,
You'd be correct.
Should have gone with that one.
Lucky guess.
that's the one I said before. I just want to point
Yo.
out.
That's true.
All right. Chaz.
600.
This officer dramatically counted down the kilocams as the Enterprise closed on the bird of prey over the Genesis planet.
Who is Chekhov?
That is incorrect.
Patrick.
This is Star Trek 3. It is. Whatever.
Who is Maltz?
That's it.
Oh, I'm.
Come on, John. Can you say it? Can you say it?
Well,
You literally indicated Enterprise there, but okay.
shoot.
Yes. Thank you.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did indicate the Enterprise, but it wouldn't really make sense for Chekhov to be counting down in telecams.
That's,
Exactly.
those are Klingon units.
Yep.
Oh, whatever.
And I bet
Oh.
you have one for me.
I do have one for you, and here it comes.
When Torg reported that the enemy was closing on impulse power at a range of 5,000 kilocams, this Klingon commander commented that this was just the turn of luck he had been waiting for.
Hmm. Who is Kla?
That is incorrect.
Omni,
Pass.
Chaz.
Why did you have to pass that? It's 200 on me. Sheesh.
Final.
I was not expecting this one to trip people up.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Krug.
Yeah, Krug. Okay.
Yeah.
Krug.
I was muted and I said that, but that's okay. I knew it started with a K.
All right. Could be interesting. In the private chat is the link for Cosmopause. Unfortunately, Chaz
Yes,
will
I
not
know
be
I
able to
can't
play.
play. Just move on.
Wow.
I need to announce that for our listening audience, our viewing audience, rather. Let's
I
head
mean,
to
if they know
Final Jeopardy.
if they know Jeopardy and see somebody with a minus score, I think they can figure that out.
And consider how much you would like to wager upon this category.
Admiral on the bridge.
Admiral.
And
There it is.
we have a cloaked Romulan in the Cosmopause.
Interesting.
Yes,
Sounds like-
indeed.
Sounds like a protagonist to me. Hmm.
And cloaked Romulan
Yeah.
has cloaked. Has disappeared.
Let's do it.
To remind if anyone wants to join us in the next round, you can go ahead and click on that link that's pinned at the top of the chat.
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'd like to play a later round if there's room. Just going to throw that out there.
Okay. As to reveal our clue.
During the Measure of a Man, Riker announced the arrival of this admiral on the bridge of the Enterprise.
Players, you have 30 seconds. Kapla!
I would type Admiral Bruce Maddox in the chat.
It's an archer.
And find out who won. Patrick, you had 3,000 points entering Final Jeopardy. Your reply to the clue was?
Admiral Nakamura, well done, because that is the correct response.
Yay.
Very good. And how much did you wager? 2,999 points.
What?
Giving you 5,999 points.
Okay.
Omni, you had 6,000 points and the lead. Your reply.
You also got Admiral Nakamura.
No Komura.
Nakamura.
That's
How
not
much did you
spelled right,
wager?
but close enough, I guess.
One single point, giving you 6,001 points.
Yeah, I know.
And Omni, you are the champion. Now, it would have been
Thank you.
interesting if you had gotten that wrong, Omni.
We would have had a
Yeah.
tie,
I mean,
Yes.
right?
Damn it,
That would have
yeah,
been interesting.
Jeff, you could
Yeah.
call Wig there because Omni spelled it wrong. Naka is N-A-K-A. He said Nokamura, but John took it
Wow.
anyway. Second time this name
Well,
that happened, by the
spelling
way.
doesn't count. If you're
But it's a
close.
completely different name. Second time John's done that to Omni.
Wow. Okay.
John has given me wrong spelling before, so that's
I'm
not
not
a problem.
disagreeing with the ruling. I'm simply saying there's a case for Thomas and the Cabal to say rape. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, they have all the ammunition they need, but that's good. You can help them
Even
out.
if there
That's
isn't,
fine.
then they will do that just fine.
I'm
so.
also not
They
applying
do
for
that all the
membership of the
time.
Cabal either, but you know,
My goodness.
John's got his reasons for accepting it. I'm sure.
But it was fun indeed, because I wanted to leave 1 point if I wouldn't have gotten it. So that's. But indeed, if Omni would have failed.
Well, I was thinking of betting 0, and then you would have bet all of it. We would have had a tie.
I'm just defending those viewers that choose Netflix or Hulu or Peacock over Paramount Plus. You know, down with the Paramount Collective.
Well, you can say that, but it's a superior streaming network, and everybody watches it for Star Trek, so it's there for you.
So do I.
It's a great value. $12.99 a
No,
month.
Hey, no, we don't, because it's not here.
Well, it's most places that are important. You know, most places.
Oh, and thank you. I will recall all the stroopwafels of your Lidls.
No, don't take them away. No, I'm sorry. I take it back. I love my stroopwafels. I'm sorry. I take it back.
Okay, and also for me, we've got a confused brain at the moment. Maltz and Cruz are in the same movie on the same ship, right?
Yep.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Yeah, that's
Indeed.
with the Star Trek 3 series.
Yeah,
That's right.
I was debating Krug, Kla. Let's go with Kla.
Genesis. Claw's a different movie, isn't it? Isn't he?
Yes, Claw was great.
But he was just a figment of Kirk's
he was a dream, indeed.
That's debatable. I don't know about that.
That's debatable.
He maybe existed in real life, but we'll never know.
And but for the record, Omni spelling a Claw is Klaagh.
Is that how it's spelled? I don't know.
It's spelled Klaa, isn't it?
I think I passed the question, so I didn't even venture a guess on that one.
Yeah, KLA.
I'll only make it a joke, but I think it's Klaa.
But
Omni has done it. Wow, you're surprised about Omni winning, it sounds like.
Thanks, Brad. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mike, you're close on that.
Ties are resolved by the Lurpa. Do you play the Amok Time music as we're in a tiebreaker round? That would be fun.
No, I'd be afraid to play too much of that.
Yeah, I know.
Those were excellent.
Am I not wrong in saying the best in both world music and the one I guessed it wrong on are close though?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they sound very similar, but I could be wrong. That's just my tone deaf ear, I guess. I don't know. Omni losing his strudel waffle.
Stroop waffles are great. Yeah. I was speaking of Omni losing his strudel waffles. Yeah, no, that would be not. I like those. Those are good.
Toaster strudel waffles.
Stroop waffles. These Dutch little waffle things with caramel in them. They're very good. Very good.
Do you put them over the campfire or no?
You can. I warm them up a little bit. Although, according to Patrick, that's sacrilege. You're supposed to eat them cold. So I don't know.
No. You
poo-pooed me when I said that. You said that.
Uh-oh.
No, I didn't.
The snack of choice over the campfire is Jiffy Pop popcorn, in my opinion.
Well, I would go for a marshmallow first.
Well, that's marshmallow.
But
and yes, I know s'mores, but they're overrated. Hot take.
But Omni.
Yes.
Of course
Good night,
you can.
Mr. T.
Good night, T-Dog.
You can.
Good night, Mr. T.
You need to be in, not go to bed.
With my handheld Cosmo Buzz.
No.
Play well and play nice. Thank you.
But just to get that misconception out of the room,
yes.
You can heat them up, and I like them heated up, but I
Okay.
also like them cold, so I don't always heat them up.
I thought
not that you don't make that do that.
I thought it was something sacrilegious, like putting mayo on fries or something. That's what I thought you were implying.
I hope T-Dog abbreviating Professor Brainy Specs to Professor GS isn't a reflection on Jeff as a person.
You're awfully muffled. I didn't quite catch all that.
T-Dog did Professor Brainy Specs to Professor GS, and I said I hope that wasn't a reflection on Jeff as a person.
Professor BS.
That's just his pet name for me.
That would be something the Cabal would say, not me, for the record.
Yeah. Hey, but Mayo on
By
Friday,
the
she asked
Cabal,
me
I
to do that.
specifically mean Cinnabon in that case.
Oh well. I will be in the
Or no,
back.
Cinnabon. What is the name Cinnabon calls you that I keep forgetting? I can't remember now.
Calls me. He
He
calls
says
me all sorts of things.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
He says a random first name, and I can't all the time, and I can't remember what it is now.
What, Mr. Atos or Jeff or what?
Sebastian is one of his latest.
Sebastian.
Thank you, John. Sebastian. That's it.
Well, yeah, I still don't see it.
I still don't get that one either, but
I see it a little bit. No, and I mean it in a good way. I love that actor. No, I see it a little bit. I do see it. I do.
The only Sebastian I know is the crab from Little Mermaid.
All right, so it's coming up in B5. We haven't gotten there yet. That's all we're going to say.
What, about 15 episodes?
Right. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not spoiling anything, but it's coming up, and you'll see if he's right, because there's something there. There's something
15,
there.
15.
There is nothing
No.
there. Wow.
Oh well. Let's see
Well,
who is on round 2.
Yeah, thank you, John.
bold prediction: H Technology and Enterprise Bridges both in the next round.
Perhaps. We shall see.
Maybe.
John's just going through the
You may be
alphabet with
surprised.
I'll be back.
Be good, fellas.
Omni.
Thanks, guys.
So for round 2, we had a couple people backstage. Looks like one of them has disappeared. Let's welcome up the protagonist. If there's anyone else who would like to join us for round 2 who hasn't played yet, go ahead and click on that link that's at the top of the chat.
Mr. T left too early.
I know. I'd love to see him up here in Jeopnerdy. Brad's back there, too. Aravik's back there.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey.
Hey, Mr. Protagonist.
Good to see you guys. I just got done watching another movie with my neighbor. We watched Avatar from 2009.
Oh.
Ever. Yeah. I didn't hate it, but I just wanted to see what he thought about it.
Who's here? Who's that?
Is that Brother Jay? It is Brother Jay.
Brother Jay. Hey.
Can you hear us?
I don't know.
Who did what to who and why wasn't I invited?
Wow, this is a treat.
Oh, there he is.
How
Welcome,
are you?
Brother Jay?
I'm here, I guess.
Good, man.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Brother
Absolutely.
Jay. Welcome, Brother Jay.
The circle is now complete.
I was but the learner. Now
I was on a different phone, but I could hear you, but I couldn't see you, so I had to get off that phone and re-enter on this phone.
Oh, you sound good.
Okay.
You sound clear.
You do.
Maybe because I'm using new tapes.
New tapes.
New audio fits in your butt crack.
So
Okay.
Real quick, I uploaded another scene to YouTube with the different music from Far Beyond the Stars. I don't know if you saw
As
that.
Robin Williams used to call it, it's called Sapasa sound.
Sapasa.
Okay, then.
So, could you send me the link to that, Mercer? I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I'll send you the link to it.
Because I always like to pick out the differences in the music like that.
Well, they're two different videos because I'm not good at putting them together. I mean, I can do it, but I don't have the editing software cranked up right now. So I just uploaded the scene twice. You know what I mean? Like one video is the original, that's the original, and then this is the streaming version. Let's see. Right there. It's a scene like once he turns on the radio in his apartment, when he gets home and he turns on the radio, that's the music that's different. You can check it later. But you remember the scene where he gets to drawing and he gets home and he starts writing?
Yeah, he's drinking the milk and he's just relaxing, and I remember that.
The music from the radio that he plays is different.
Yeah, it's probably licensing issues. That's usually what happens with that.
So I uploaded on Discord the other scene, which was the music when he buys the magazine at the beginning. That was different too. You know what I'm talking about? When he buys, you gonna buy that or not?
What do you mean, like in the background, you hear at the newsstand, you hear some music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the music is different in both from one to the other. I had already put that on Discord.
That's interesting.
I'll share it with you later.
I will check it out.
Anyway, I'm ready to play. That was a side note that I wanted to. Because the last couple weeks ago, I kept saying that the music was different, and I wanted to demonstrate it.
All right, very good. Well, if you're all ready to play,
let's do it.
Can we play John's videos first, so that way we know the answers?
No.
I can't remember John's videos.
I was thinking that might be a good way to start the game, is to replay the Captain on the Bridges videos and stuff.
I think we'll forgo that.
That's a suggestion.
So, let's play Jeopnerdy.
We'll start with H, technology.
Crap.
Then we'll have Captain on the Bridge, part 2. As before, I want to know the name of the character who announced it in the given episode. Our visual category, Enterprise Bridges, referring to the series specifically. Next, we have music by Paul Bailargian. As before, you'll hear a brief musical clip. I want you to identify the episode.
That's going to be hard.
And finally, we have numbers.
Crap.
I like numbers.
I like
Omni.
Let's do. I'm not particularly fond of any of these. Captain on the Bridge for 1,000. Let's see what we got. Spin the wheel.
Live fast and prosper.
Well, that would be. Who is fake Tuvok?
What's his name?
You need his name?
Yes, I want his name.
I don't know that, so I don't know. I guess pass at that point.
The protagonist.
I will pass.
Brother J.
Lieutenant, I don't know. Pass.
Fake Tuvok's name was Mobar.
Mobar. Okay.
I've never seen the episode, so I don't know.
All right, the protagonist. It is your turn.
Let's go with music. Music by Paul Bledrin. I don't even know who that is for 1,000.
Identify this episode.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You're not serious. I'm going to pass.
Brother J. Omni.
Pass.
That was The Forgotten.
Well, that was forgotten.
Indeed.
Brother J.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got the giggles all of a sudden. Brother J, it's your turn.
Man, that was...
Enterprise Bridges for 1,000. What is the Intrepid?
That's correct.
Is that like a socket in the background for plugging stuff in?
I don't know.
Omni, back to you.
Let's do H technology for 1,000, please.
The Borg designed this in order to contain and stabilize the omega molecule.
What is a harmonic resonance chamber?
Bingo. That worked.
Nice. Very
Collective
nice.
Never forgets.
The protagonist. It is your turn.
Let's try music for 600.
Identify this episode.
I'm thinking.
I can play it again.
No, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
I'm not going to guess. I'm just going to pass. But I think
Brother Jay.
I was going to say Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but I'm going to pass.
Omni.
Pass.
Is that The Visitor?
No.
No, that's from Latent Image.
Oh.
Man,
All right, brother. All right, Brother Jay.
Enterprise Bridges for 800. Pass.
Omni.
I'll take a risk. What is the Bortos?
That's a good guess.
All right.
Good job.
Nice.
That's all I guess when it's Klingon ship names. It's always the Bortos with me. That's all I say.
Eventually,
Bortos. Eventually, I'll get it right. Yeah.
And nice steal, Omni. It's your turn.
So H technology for 800.
History expert Harry Kim, upon observing a 1936 Ford truck, asked if it was an early version of this vehicle.
What is a hover vehicle? Hovercraft? Hover car?
There you go.
Hover something? Hover car.
Very, very nice. The protagonist. It's your turn.
I'll try H technology for 200.
This is a medical device that was used to inject medicines without the need for a needle.
What is a hypospray?
That's correct.
Nice.
Wish I had one of those when I had my dental surgery. Brother Jay.
Damn straight. H technology for 600.
Picard claimed that Professor Moriarty and the Countess Regina could be beamed off the holodeck if this component was uncoupled.
What is the Heisenberg compensator?
You got it.
Nicely done.
But that's not true. He was lying to them.
True. That's why I said he claimed that.
Ah, good call. Good phrasing there.
Thank you.
John's really good at the phrasing. Omni, it's your turn.
Oh, yes.
Captain,
He is.
Captain on the Bridge, 800.
Relativity.
That would be... Oh, what was his name? Oh, my goodness. I don't remember his name. Pass.
The protagonist.
Pass.
Brother Jay.
Who's Captain Braxton?
That's incorrect, I'm afraid.
It was the Admiral, but what was his name?
His name was Patterson.
Patterson. I couldn't think of it.
Indeed. All right, the protagonist, it is your turn again.
I will pick music for 800.
Identify this episode.
I'm going to take a guess, but I'm going to get it wrong. What is Little Green Men?
That is incorrect.
Brother J.
Pass. It sounds like it's from the Orville.
Omni.
He got little right. What is one little ship?
That is also incorrect.
Oh my goodness! I thought I had it right.
It was from Valiant.
Valiant. Okay.
And it is your turn, Brother J.
Enterprise bridges for 400. Yeah. I can't remember the name of the ship. Pass.
All right, Omni.
Is this like a trick? I don't know if it's a trick or not. Well, let's just say, what is the ISS Enterprise, Mirror Enterprise?
I'm afraid that is incorrect.
Nope.
Protagonist.
What is the ISS Avenger?
That's correct.
Oh.
Much better than what they call the Avengers in the Avengers movies.
Okay, Omni. You still have the lead, and it's your turn.
Captain on the Bridge, 600.
Tinker, Tender, Doctor, Spy.
Who is Tom Paris?
That's right.
Well done. And we're back to you, the protagonist. Your turn.
Numbers for 1,000.
At both the beginning and the end of All Good Things, Wolf reported that this
Oh my God. What are you doing to me, John? John, what are you doing to me? Now you're pulling the dagger out of me.
It's the 1,000, so it's going to be tough.
What is pass? Can I pass?
You can. Brother J.
Oh my God.
I did not know that he's the one that said the star date. I thought it was Picard. Pass.
Omni.
What is 4798888?
You got it.
Stuttered there a minute, but 47988.
Very good.
That's awesome, Omni. You're good.
Well, Picard
Yeah,
repeats
Picard
it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Picard comes out of the.
He repeats it like 6 times.
In his robe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched an episode.
He comes out of his robe? All right.
He comes out of his robe. Hubba,
He
hubba.
comes out of the rope.
That kind of Star Trek.
He comes out of the turbo lift in his
Turbo lift.
robe, and he asks what the date is.
Mr. Wolf, I
All
need
right,
the date.
You need to know the exact.
Brother J.
H technology.
On the NXL-1, polarizing this was the 22nd century equivalent of raising shields.
Polarizing this. The equivalent. What is hull plating?
That's right.
I think you were overthinking it. But yeah, you got it.
Mr. Dunn. Omni.
Captain on the Bridge, 400.
In a Mirror Darkly, Part 1.
Who is Reed?
That's right.
Hmm?
H. Reed. Yep.
And I got to say, this is the second time I almost gave the wrong clue, because the second and third categories both have bridge in them.
One
Don't do
clue?
that to me, John.
One bridge.
The protagonist. Let's get you some positive points here.
Messing up aloud is not. It's error forbidden.
Right?
I'll try music again because I'm going to get one of these for 400.
Identify this episode.
So I'm thinking. My mind is racing. No idea.
Smell the smoke from here.
It's got to be something.
It's definitely something.
Yeah, it sounded like something. I have no idea. It's not Def Leppard, so I don't know.
Hey, Brother Jay.
That was supposed to be funny.
Omni.
What is Message in a Bottle?
That's right.
Brother Jay, it's your turn.
Enterprise bridges for 600.
All right, Brother Jay, you've got an opportunity here. You are 3,400 off the lead, but you have 3,200 that you could bet. How much of that would you like to bet?
1,200.
All right, for 1,200 points, 1,200 points.
Change my answer.
Well, you haven't given one yet.
He said the name of the ship.
That's Janeway's chair.
Is it?
Don't tell Mr. VP that.
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
No.
It was the Kumari.
No clue.
Kumari. Warship.
Kumari.
Sorry about that, Jay. Omni, it's your turn.
Let's do Captain on the Bridge for 200, please.
Just Monopoly money.
The 37th.
Who is Tuvok?
That's right.
The real Tuvok.
Very good. The protagonist.
800.
After pointing out that he was not just any Cardassian, Gul Dukat gave the Zeppelite captain this many seconds to lower shields before his ship would be destroyed.
That's good.
This is from Second Skin, I think.
11 seconds. 7 seconds.
I surrender.
4 seconds.
I'm gonna say what is 5 seconds? I'm probably gonna be wrong.
That is incorrect.
Stop counting and stop counting.
Brother Jay.
That's right. That's right.
Brother Jay.
I don't know.
Omni.
Pass.
37.
15.
Is that from Second Skin?
No, it's
That's
the Maquis,
from
right?
Maquis, yes.
Okay.
Okay, Brother Jay, it's your turn.
Sorry. That's
Bridges.
Different scene.
Stupid lights.
Okay.
It's the exact song in the background.
What is the Columbia?
That's correct.
Hey, John, before you go on, is that the shot where they zoom in from the outside of the ship, and they zoom in continuously right to their eyes?
Yep, that's the shot.
That's a cool shot. Nobody ever gave that shot enough credit, but I will right now. That was a good shot in the movie, in the show.
Okay, Omni, back to you.
Let's do music for 200.
identify this episode.
What is the Siege of AR 558?
That's correct.
I love that piece of music. I have it on my playlist.
Good one.
Wow.
Called
Hey,
War. You can find it on YouTube. It's called War Adagio.
all right.
600.
Got it.
At warp 4.5, Enterprise could travel to Neptune and back in this many minutes.
What is 6?
That's correct.
I knew I'd get
Welcome.
something. Welcome
Welcome back.
to territory.
Exactly. You took the
Welcome.
words right out of my mouth.
Thank you. Welcome to American territory.
All right, Brother Jay.
200.
The number of arms possessed by Arix.
What is 3?
That's right.
Good job. And Omni, here comes the last clue for you.
Sure.
While monologuing to Chekhov and Terrell, Khan used that, on Earth, this many years ago, he was a prince with power over millions.
I'm not going to risk it. Pass.
Protagonist.
What is 200?
That's correct.
Yay, I'm finally in positive territory. I just love the
Well
music.
done.
See, on Earth 200 years ago.
Cosmo Buzz, link in the private chat.
Does that movie have the best score of any film ever?
Yeah.
Was good,
And
I wouldn't go that far.
Brother Jay, will you be able to use Cosmo Buzz?
No, I'm afraid not.
All right. Use the private chat, and please wait to let me tell you when to enter your amount and your response. Let's head to Final Jeopardy. And consider how much you would like to wager with this category.
The legacy of the Enterprise.
And Omni, we're waiting on you.
I'm sorry, I had to reopen my... Did you get it there?
I did.
Okay.
And go ahead, Brother Jay.
How much do I have?
You have 2,800 points. Omni has 7,400 points. The protagonist has 800 points. Okay. Let's reveal our clue, shall we?
Speaking of the Enterprise D, this officer observed, for 500 years, every ship that has borne the name of the Enterprise has been legend. This one is no different.
Players, you have 30 seconds. Kapla! Okay, Brother Jay, you can go ahead and enter your response.
I hope this is how you spell it, because I don't know.
When it comes to spelling, it's fine as long as it's close.
Unless you're playing with Chaz.
All right. I'll Let's find out who the winner is. The protagonist, you had 800 points entering Final
Oh, did I
Jeopardy.
click buzz? Let me click buzz. Sorry about that. Still getting used to it.
You're fine. You didn't have to buzz on that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, I just did anyway, just because I like it.
That's fine. What was your reply to the clue?
It was HAL 9000 open the pod bay doors. I'm afraid I can't do that, Mercer.
Sorry about that, Mercer. How much did you wager? All 800, taking it back to 0. Sorry about that. Brother Jay, you were in second place at 2,800 points. Your reply to the clue?
Yeah, Admiral Nakamura, that is correct.
I knew it was some guy I didn't remember the name of. That's why I put the answer I put.
Very good. Your wager? You also bet it all. This time, though, you go up to 5,600 points. Very good.
Good job, Brother Jay.
And OmniCast.
Thank you.
You're in the lead at 7,400 points. Your response to the clue?
It was Admiral McCoy. Afraid not.
And what was your wager? 1,799 points, giving you 5,601 points. And by a point, you're the champion, Omni.
Good game.
You piece of crap.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I thought my answer was the best answer. Hal could have said it.
He could have. Yeah, it's possible.
Theoretically possible.
What episode was that though? That Nakamura
He
said that.
cheated. He used a calculator.
That was from The Measure of a Man.
Was it? That's what I
It
thought.
was.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It was. That's true. When he took the tour of the ship.
I knew it was that guy. I had no idea what his name was. He was just some old fart with no hair, and I couldn't remember. So I'm not even gonna guess his name. That's why I said Hal.
Because Nakamura's been in a few episodes, and I was thinking maybe it was Quinn, and maybe McCoy. I was bouncing between the admirals, and
I knew
good.
John's too smart for me. If I put the apple from that one episode in that one show that once aired, he would not accept it.
No, sorry.
That one guy on the left side of the screen that entered in scene 4.
No, that wasn't McCoy. McCoy's the one that said, "What's so bad about not having dad?"
That's right. Treat her like a lady. She'll always bring you home.
You don't have pointed ears. By the way, I went to the.
I see no points on your ears, boy. But you sound like a falcon.
I went to the toy convention today, and they had a Star Trek bridge, a Star Trek transporter, but I didn't buy it. So I did buy RoboCop's and his chair that he sits in when he's getting baby feed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the one that moves around with the TV screens on it. Yeah.
Yes, I understand.
Tastes like baby food.
I wonder if McCoy ever tried the Enterprise's holodeck to recreate those two lovely ladies he had down at the Pleasure Planet.
Yeah, the Shoulder Planet. Dude, John, before you kick me out backstage off, check out the videos I posted, but also thank you for some awesome categories and awesome clues with perfect phrasing to make sure you cover like a lawyer, you cover your bases. So like even if something is not real, your phrasing is covered.
Well, I appreciate that.
No, it's true.
Suck up, suck up, suck up, suck up.
Don't forget to check out my video.
I'll
There's
check them
two
out.
videos. Each video, like it's the same scene, just it's two different videos. Like one is streaming, and one is the original video.
Where was the toy convention, Mercer?
It was in Easton, Pennsylvania.
Easton, okay.
Yeah, it was great. Or actually Palmer, but Easton and Palmer are kind of the same town.
Got it.
It was big. They had the guy from the kid that was in Pet Cemetery a while, and he was also the kid in. He was in Kindergarten Cop. He was a kid that asked the famous question, that said the famous line,
You have a tumor?
"Girls have a penis."
Oh.
That word, but that line. Sorry, he's the one that said that line in that movie. And he
That's
was
funny.
there, kindergarten cop kid, and they had a lot of wrestling stuff there too. They had a lot of Transformers, a lot of GI
Sure,
Joe,
sure.
uh,
He-Man.
a lot of He-Man. Oh, just a lot of the different vendors and stuff, and I
Yeah.
could really afford a few things.
Hmm.
The one thing I didn't see there was the. Apparently, they were telling me that when GI Joe released the USS Flag back in the '80s, it was 7 feet long, the biggest playset ever made.
Wow.
It was an aircraft carrier. It could fit 3 Sky Strikers on it, which would scale for 3.25-inch fingers. So it was huge. If you want to look up the biggest playset ever made, it's a USS Flag aircraft carrier. It will blow your mind. 7.5 feet long.
I can't wait for the new Enterprise aircraft carrier. I want them to hurry up and launch that sucker so we can see it.
Oh, did they build another one? That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I might
And it
fit
looks
one
like
of them.
Thomas is having more trouble with his V key, so that might be a sign that we need to move along to round 3.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Oh, you're always welcome.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
fun. Thanks. Good seeing you, Jay.
Good seeing you. Good being seen.
That's a
Good.
beautiful aircraft carrier, dude. I'm looking at the picture.
I'm
It's beautiful.
Is it a
I'm
nuclear
surprised
vessel?
that I got that big.
What do you mean? You're a tough cookie, my man.
The vessel.
Well, see you on
Somebody's asleep.
Stovacor, guys. Game.
I'm going to
Stovacor.
Grethor. Stovacor's overrated.
Wow. I thought I would be returning to board, but now that is impossible.
I'll see you in heaven.
You're going to check out the Knife-Ride Alliance next.
That's a long way.
Indeed.
Patrick, the Replimat doesn't make good stroop waffles. Just letting you know, Patrick.
It's a long way to Tipperary.
Sorry, John.
You're going to have to kick these guys out, John.
Sure,
They're
I can
just
fold up the uniform, go to the Neverite Alliance, and just throw the pain away. But a Starfleet officer, that's what I am, and that's what I'll always do.
You're right, Mike. Tuesday.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Jay.
Good night, Brother Jay.
Good seeing you, Jay.
Thanks. I'm going to put you backstage, Mercer.
Thanks.
Yep. For round 3, see we have Thomas. Greetings.
Hey, Thomas.
Good to see you.
Welcome, Thomas.
And if there's nobody else for round 3 who hasn't already played, we'll bring back some of our players from round 1. Check and see if there's anybody else out there though who hasn't played yet who would like to play in round 3.
Come on up, guys. Scottrick, you're welcome. You're putting some good answers in the chat there. I mean, yeah, you know this stuff. That's it. Ban Omni cheats. Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate that. Cheating. Thank you.
Brad Wolf, welcome to come up.
Thanks for the nice comments, Thomas. I appreciate that.
Well, it's odd how you could figure out what Jay's bet is as he puts it in the private chat. You know, I mean.
But hold on a second.
To be
Hold on. Professor, was my bet in first? Let's clear the air.
Your bet was in first.
Okay.
And it was unchanged after Brother Jay put his in.
It was locked before he even typed a letter, a number.
It was indeed locked.
I like to see the proof of that.
What proof? You need time code? You need a video playback? What do you need? Oh my goodness.
Nice uniform today, Jeff.
Oh, here he goes.
I have no uniform.
Well, John's wearing like a check shirt. Does that count as plaid? No, it's more of a window pane. It's more of a window pane check, it looks like, yeah.
Well, I don't think anyone else is going to be joining us. So what I could do is, since we have both of our round one players still in the back, I could bring them up and we could do a 4-player game if everyone is agreeable to it.
That sounds like fun.
Less chance for Omni to get points is fine by me.
Yes. Yes.
Good. Well, in that case, let's bring back
What's wrong with
Patrick and Chaz.
As I said in the chat, Thomas is triggered.
This is triggered?
Oh, dear.
Also, that may be my comment of the night. Mike Richards saying that the parts of the Enterprise aircraft carrier will be delivered on Tuesday. That is fantastic.
Definitely.
So, in other words, the Enterprise aircraft carrier will be guest commanded by Alan West with the aide John Newman.
Your audio is really muffled, Chaz.
Yeah,
it's
you have
really hard to
Bluetooth?
understand you.
There's something in front of your mic,
Maybe.
like a phone case
Oh, is that what it is?
or a finger.
A finger.
A finger.
There it is. I was trying to find it.
Is that
Still the same.
Maybe he's on like a Bluetooth, doesn't realize it. Maybe it's switched over to a headset or something. Scottrick says he'll study up for some other time. Yeah, it's definitely good, best practice to study a little bit of Trek before joining this game. But
And watch
John,
Watch John's videos.
Yeah, I was just gonna say watch John's videos as good prep. John keeps us on our toes.
And I think Chaz may have come in on another login.
Hello?
Chaz?
Is that better?
Oh, that's
yeah,
that's
100%.
much clearer.
What'd you do?
Very clear.
Different device.
Oh, okay.
Different device. Okay. Nice.
I won't be able to do the final Jeopnerdy thing on this one, but I'll have to do it through the chat. But
What were you on that sounded so crummy?
a different phone.
Oh, okay.
You need a computer, sir.
I know. Bruh. Sorry. Wait, am I still? Hold on.
You are in twice.
No, yeah, we'll leave that. I'm just trying to get the other thing back up for final Jeopardy purposes. But start the game if you like.
Are you all ready to play then?
Yep.
Thomas?
Sure.
Wow.
So
you need to calm it down a little, okay?
You're over the top, Thomas.
Please,
lay off
you're just going to make the whole place explode with your excitement.
Lay off the Red Bulls, please, sir. Please. You are just too much energy.
Or we get knocked off YouTube for what Thomas is doing. Let's play Jeopnerdy.
Why am I in the position of just to be down? Anyway. I mean, I love you, Omni.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
First category, technology. Tarkalian tea. You will be provided with a quote, and I want to know who said it. Visual category, transporter rooms. I want you to name the ship, station, planetary location, etc., where the room is located.
Beamy location.
Music by David Bell. And the rules of acquisition revised for the modern Ferengi.
All right, OmniCast. Returning champion.
There's the background foreshadowing by John in the visual category. But anyway.
Let's do Tarkalian tea for 1,000, please.
Tarkalian tea. I'm not too sweet this time.
You want who said it?
Yep.
That would be Kira. Who is Kira?
That's right.
Good. All right, Thomas. Welcome to the game. It's your turn.
Transporter rooms for 1,000. Pass.
Patrick.
What is the Defiant?
That is incorrect.
Chaz.
I'm pretty sure that's a runabout, but I have no idea which one. Pass.
Right. Omni.
Yeah, it is a runabout, but I'm not guessing. Pass. Is it the Volga or something?
It was the
Gander.
The Gander.
Gander.
We got it. We got a gander at that runabout.
Great start.
Indeed.
All right, Patrick. You can redeem yourself.
Yeah, let's try the Rules of Acquisition revised versions. 4,000.
For 1,000.
I'll be looking for the number of the rule. Money can never replace dignity.
That episode. What is Rule 23?
Very good.
Very nice. Good. Chaz.
Why can I still hear that? Anyway, let's go Tarkalian tea for 200.
I always drink Tarkalian tea.
Who is Dr. Bashir?
That's correct.
I forget I have to do that Omni style. Julian Bashir, who is?
Well done, Chaz. Omni.
Let's do Tarkalian for 8, please.
Well, we found it early this time. All right, Omni, you have 2,000 points. You are 1,000 ahead of Patrick in the lead, and you can bet up to 2,000.
So 2,000.
All right, 2,000 points.
Let's see. That's a Tarkalian tea for you, a Rock de Gino for you, and an extra large prune juice.
Who is Lita?
That's right.
Alexander?
No, the other one.
Oh, the other one. Okay.
The other one, the Bajoran one.
Very good. Thomas.
Transporter room for 200. What is the Enterprise?
There he is.
Correct.
Who's that guy with the blonde hair? I don't recognize him.
That is the great hero, Lieutenant Kyle.
Oh, okay. He looks different somehow. Okay.
Someone should lose points.
Got it.
Yeah, about 3,000.
Patrick.
Tarkalian tea, 600.
Tarkalian tea again, Doctor?
Who is Garrick?
That's correct.
Plain and simple.
Garrick.
Plain and simple, Garrick, yeah.
Don't you dare steal that from me, Garrick.
I'm sorry. It just came to mind. Chaz, it is your turn.
Let's finish off the Tarkalian.
Ray wants tea tonight.
A good host knows the needs of his guests. 1 Tarkalian tea, extra sweet, and a glass of Kanan.
Who is father of Garrick, a.k.a. Anibrin Tain.
That's right.
Done? Omni.
Let's do Rules of Acquisition 800.
Never place profit before friendship.
This episode was tough. Pass.
Thomas.
Pass.
Patrick.
What is 21?
That's right.
It helps having watched that recently.
I imagine it would. Well done. Thomas, it's your turn.
Transporter rooms for 800. Pass.
Patrick?
Yeah, I'm not touching that one with a pole. Pass.
Chaz?
I know what it is, but I don't know which one it is. This is a starbase, I believe. Pass.
Omni?
You want the location, right?
Yes.
This is Starfleet headquarters. What is Starfleet headquarters?
That's correct.
Indeed, that's correct.
I mean, it could be the starbase, you know.
Starbase, Patrick?
My turn again. Wow.
It is indeed.
Let's try iTechnology for 800.
800?
Yeah, 800.
7 explained to Prax that this Borg implant permitted communication with other drones, but that this did not make her a telepath.
I have no idea. Pass.
Chaz?
I have no idea. Pass.
Omni?
I think she called it.
Borg,
What
you
isn't?
should know it.
Yeah. What is it? Well, it's not interplexing. What is interlink node?
That's right.
Yeah, I was thinking interplexing beacon, but
I was thinking that
no.
too, but it wasn't. It was too small. Yeah.
I think Thomas is a very smart guy.
I agree.
Well, at least there's not. At least it's not G for Omni to keep guessing gravitic again. But anyway.
Chaz, your turn.
Not the first one.
Transporter rooms for 600, please. What is the Valiant?
That's correct.
Well done. Well done.
Got a good game here. Omni.
Let's get it out of the way. iTechnology 1000.
Before Picard took the captain's yacht out for a spin, he packed 7 metric tons of ultritium explosives, 8 Tetrion pulse launchers, and 10 of these.
ISO something or other. Pass.
Thomas.
Well, it's not tea bags because it begins with an I. So pass.
Patrick.
No, pass.
Chaz.
Pass.
It's isomagnetic something or other, right? What is it?
Isomagnetic disintegrators.
And you wouldn't have just taken isomagnetic, right? You needed the
No,
other
of course
part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the second part too.
Well, unless you said it.
No. Yeah. Right. It's rigged. Yeah. Of course.
Thomas, it's your turn.
Whoever David Bell is for 1,000.
Okay.
Identify this episode.
Make sure you have.
Sounds familiar.
Pass.
Patrick.
Pass.
Chaz.
Pass.
Omni.
I think it's Enterprise, therefore pass.
Actually, that's DS9.
Oh, was it?
The Sword of Kalis.
Oh, way off.
Oh, should have known then.
Now you should lose points for that.
That was 2 days ago.
Should lose points for passing.
No, for
well.
not knowing it.
I thought you were going to say, I think that's Enterprise, therefore that's non-canon. But anyway.
No, we saved that for others.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Patrick.
Rules of the game revisited. No, rules of acquisition. 600.
Greed is dead.
It is. And greed is dead. It's also known as what is number 10?
That's correct.
Well done.
Do you have like a chart on your wall?
Nope. Downloaded it into my brain.
Chaz?
Transporter rooms, finish it, please. That looks like the. What amount was this for?
This is 400.
There's no way it isn't. What is the Enterprise D?
That is incorrect.
No.
It looks exactly like that, though.
Omni.
What did he say that was incorrect?
D. He said the Enterprise D.
I want to say this is the Enterprise. What is the Enterprise E?
That's the one.
Shouldn't be telling what he said incorrect. That's
No,
helping.
I thought I couldn't hear. I thought that's what he said. That's why I was confused.
No, that's helping.
Okay.
So if I had just said Enterprise, you would have had me specify.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. All right, Omni.
Let's do iTechnology for 6, please.
The propulsion system of the iWork ship that absconded with Spock's brain left behind this telltale sign that could be tracked by the Enterprise.
What is an ion trail?
That is correct.
The givers of pain and delight.
Brain. What is brain?
Brain and brain. What is brain?
Brain and
Thomas.
So Omni can't get double points. Bell for 800.
I'm not good with Bell.
Identify this episode.
That guy,
What is Dark Frontier?
Nicely done.
That's impressive, Thomas. That's good.
That's what I wanted to say.
That was really good.
Sorry, Patrick. I could have given you those points. Oh, well.
It's not a problem.
Stop the collusion.
I was
love that you have them.
I was going to joke for that one. What is Rise of the Cabal?
No, greatly deserved, Thomas. Those
That
points.
was good, Thomas. Yeah, you know
That
this
was
stuff.
really, really good. Patrick, it's your turn.
Rules of Acquisition 400. Feeling good.
A good deed is its own reward.
Good deed is his own reward. That was a high one. What's 285?
That's right.
Luckily, there are not that many rules of this revised version.
What we heard. Chaz.
That we heard, indeed, yeah.
I'm going to spit this out beforehand. I don't know if John's deliberately trying to be sneaky, but Admiral Nakamura has been the answer to both final Jeopnerdys. I just want to throw that out there. I don't know if that's coincidental or not. Anyway, Technology 400. Or Nakamura, as Omni would spell it.
Commenting on the usefulness of the Janolan, LaForge explained to Scotty that the design of this system hadn't changed much in the last 200 years.
I remember that episode, but I don't remember that line. Isometrics in there probably, but pass.
Omni?
What are impulse engines?
That's right.
Oh, for God's sake, why do I complicate it too much? Remember when I said I'm in the gifting Omni position, points position earlier? I feel like I just did that.
Well.
At least I'm in the
All
pocket.
right.
Sorry.
Omni?
Let's finish up iTechnology, please.
Of course.
This was a technology on starships designed to compensate for sudden accelerations and decelerations.
What are inertial dampeners?
That's right.
With an E.
Dampers are different than dampeners, rigged.
I said dampeners. I corrected myself.
I know, I'm joking.
Dampeners.
Rigged. It's rigged.
I got
Thomas.
Perfect spelling tonight, huh?
Bell for 600.
Identify this episode.
What
Sounds
is Take Me Out to the Holosuite?
Nicely done.
Sounds like some country's national anthem.
It's a
That's the anthem of
federation.
the nation. Yep.
Yeah, logicians.
Indeed.
Okay.
Well done, Thomas. Patrick.
It's good that you didn't give that one, Thomas. I would not have gotten that one. Let's clear out the rules.
If they want their money back, give it to them.
Rule number 1. What is what is?
That's right.
Good job, Chaz.
200.
Identify this episode.
This is not my answer, but our man Bashir, but that is not my answer. Pass.
Omni.
There was a couple of these, so I don't want to get it wrong. Pass.
Thomas.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to risk 200 points. What is Bride of Chaotica?
That's it.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Sounded like Batman the animated series.
All right, Omni, you get the last clue.
All right.
Rig.
Identify this episode.
Pass.
Thomas.
What is Sacrifice of Angels?
You got it.
Nice.
Omni won't wager more than
For somebody
6,000
that
points
said,
to give
"Who
me a
is this
chance to
Bell?"
pass.
I still don't know who the hell he is.
Well, you did very well in the category. All right. Coming in the private chat. I know you can't. I know you can't use it, Chaz. There's a link for Cosmobuzz. Let's head to Final Jeopardy. Consider how much you would like to wager with this category.
Hang on.
Admiral Nakamura.
Oh, for God's sake. Now it's
I
the
told
category.
you. But now it's a category, indeed.
You
So
cheeky,
no.
cheeky bearded man, John.
Did you get my bet, Jeff?
No, I did not.
Oh, well, the buzzing's not working anymore.
No. Maybe you should replace it with your Z key because that seems to go off a lot.
Good point.
No, I did get it, Thomas.
Yeah, that's the
Got what?
I don't know. And we have somebody joining us in Cosmobuzz named Many Downvotes.
Can you put the link in chat again? I think I can get it to work.
I can put it in the private chat.
The StreamYard chat in there. Thank you.
Welcome.
Admiral.
Okay, I do see you in Cosmobuzz, Chaz. Okay. All right, let's clear your entry boxes and reveal our clue.
In this episode, Admiral Nakamura suspected that the Enterprise's engine problems were an excuse by Picard to avoid the dreaded Admiral's banquet.
Players, you have 30 seconds. Kapla! Okay. And responses into the game board. There's one more of you, so it's going to take me a little bit longer. All right.
I'll know the answer when I hear it, but it's in season 7. It's the one where the Enterprise developed brain thing.
I know the answer when John says what it is.
All right, Chaz. You had 2,000 points entering final Jeopnerdy. What was your response to the clue?
That is season 7. Unfortunately, that is not the name of the episode.
But it is in season 7, isn't it?
Yeah, it is in season 7, yes.
Yes.
How much did you wager? You bet it all? So I'm sorry to say, I'll take you back down to 0.
Don't be sorry. I bet a better score than I did the first time.
Thomas, you had 3,800 points. A good showing. What was your reply to the clue?
Code of honor. A good guess, but no. Sorry about that.
Not a good guess.
And I would have said arena, but how much was your wager? 800 points, taking it down to 3,000. Interesting strategy. Let's see if it pays off for you. Patrick, 5,400 points was your total from the first round. What was your response to the clue?
First round, what?
Phantasms. Nicely done. That's it.
Okay, so it was it. Yay.
Very good. And how much did you wager? 5,000. Impressive. Taking you 10,400 points. Let's see if that's going to be enough for you.
OmniCast.
OmniCast.
10,401.
OmniCast. You were in the lead at 8,000 points. And your reply was?
What is phantasm? Is that spelled correctly, Chaz? Cheers. That's correct, by the way.
It is indeed. And how much was your wager? 2,801 points, giving you 10,801 points.
Yeah.
And by 401 points, you are the champion.
Yeah,
I haven't poked fun at your spelling for a good hour.
Rigged.
What the hell?
Rigged.
More like 10 minutes, but okay.
Yeah. Why didn't you bet at all, Patrick? I'm curious. I mean, you.
I wanted to keep some points for the total, total. You know.
Oh, the total. The secret, double secret total thing going on. Yep. Okay, got it.
No, you beat him by 1. Why would he do that then?
Well, no, I beat him by 401.
Yeah, if he bet at all, you would beat him by 1.
I would have beat him by 1. Yes.
So what's the point in betting at all, especially if you don't, may not know the answer?
I mean, it's the only chance you have to win.
The one I was thinking of, I don't know if it's an episode of Star Trek at all, but Emergence, is that a TNG episode?
Which one?
Emergence.
Emergence, yes.
That's where the ship creates that thing, the device, or whatever.
New further from city.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So what one is Phantasm? I thought Phantasm.
The one with the cake.
Cellular peptide.
Oh.
Mint frosting.
the Diana cake.
Gotta have the mint frosting.
And Data's dreams.
Hold on to your camera, Mercer.
I'm getting dizzy.
Or in other words, fumble in football terms.
Did you do your picks, Jeff?
So to sum up all 3 games, I think
What are
we've
picks?
learned John DeMarco's favorite Star Trek character of all time is Admiral Nakamura. Clearly.
Well, he is a very distinctive character. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Good night, Brad. Thanks for joining us.
And he is also one of the not Badmirals.
He's a pretty good guy.
So,
That's true. Yeah. That's a good point.
Speaking of admirals, the Starfleet headquarters admiral on the transporter pad, that was Admiral Quinn, for those keeping score at home.
Yep.
Gregory Quinn.
Indeed. You are correct.
Gregory Quinn whooped, I think it was it Worf or Riker, one of those two's butt.
Well, both of them.
Find
And
the
the Forge.
vitamins.
Oh, both.
Do wonders for the body.
Does wonders for the body, indeed.
Admiral Lupin.
Through the
Quinn
forge
had
through a
help.
door.
Granted, Quinn had a little internal help, if you know what I mean. But...
A bit.
That's one way to put it.
A tiny little tentacle thingy. I don't know what you call them. That likes to eat worms for dinner, I guess.
The Ferengi?
That's accurate, but not what I meant.
Poop gross.
Tube grubs, exactly.
Have a good night, Mike. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Watching us tonight.
Thanks for coming, Mike. Appreciate that.
Earthworms is also their dinner only on Tuesdays to bring back a joke factor.
So, Aravic, I'm reading the comments here. You won a trivia contest today at the convention you went to. That's great.
Nice.
Wow.
And the hat that I got as a surprise. So, you said you met Icheb? Who else was over there, Aravic? It's pretty interesting. Huh.
Oh. Icheb is played, I believe, by a guy named Manu Intarami or something close to that. I dare you to spell that name, Manu.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
I know. I was only joking.
Next week's final Jeopnerdy response.
A-M-A-N-U.
Who is?
Just Icheb. Okay. And it says Aurora Minicon. Is that in Illinois, Aurora, Illinois, or is that a different Aurora? That sounds like fun. I love those cons.
There's going to be a special episode where it's me versus Omni in a Star Trek special spelling bee. Excuse me.
A spelling bee?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Wow.
Omni gets all the spelling fed to him by the collective, but it's cool.
No, that would be tough, though. That would be really tough.
Is Mr. Vice President the juror?
That would be funny, actually, because you'd have to watch the captions. Sometimes I watch the captions and sometimes I don't. That's if the captions are accurate. Sometimes they're not right either.
Sometimes they're not. Yeah.
If Mr. Vice President gets picked by Omni as a juror, that means I get to pick one of Thomas or Cinnabon to even it out. Right?
Aurora, Colorado, basically Denver. Okay.
But again, excellent categories, John.
Indeed.
I love the music ones. Those were so much fun.
And of course, Icheb's fate in Star Trek Picard non-canon, clearly, John. Anyway.
Clearly, yes.
Yeah, but those music categories were great. I mean, you really have to think.
Mm-hmm. And they all sound so familiar, but linking them to the episode, nope.
Like, if you would have done McCarthy, I probably would have got a few more. The newer guys, the Bell and the Bergerac, I wasn't... Because they did 3 series, right? They did DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise, those guys, right?
Yes.
Those were tough.
Those were tougher, yeah. Like, McCarthy's more distinctive. I think Ron Jones is more distinctive. Like, those are easier to pick out. So those were interesting.
I know we consider Star Trek Picard non-canon, but I'll still talk about the poker scene at the end of the series because I love that. Particularly,
it's canon.
Particularly Worf's reaction when he learns they're going to play poker compared to the others. And also, I love the TNG poker scene when Picard walks in the room and Riker's instinct is to go, "Is there something wrong, sir?"
Mm-hmm.
Can't Picard enjoy himself a little bit, Riker? Jeez.
No.
It's not allowed.
Wow.
That was an immediate harsh no from Jeff. Good God.
I was just playing. Wow.
World of Warcraft.
So I'm learning Jeff is clearly a fan of Captain Edward Jellicoe over Picard. Jellicoe's harsher than Picard, isn't he?
You'd be mistaken about that, Chaz.
About you being a fan, yes, but am I not wrong on the harsher than Picard thing about Jellicoe?
He was more blunt.
Okay.
Took the joy out of everything.
Phenomenal actor, by the way, Ronnie Cox.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Dick Jones.
No question about her.
Oh, how I hate Senator Kinsey. Love to hate him.
You liked Jellicoe on the animated, what was it, Prodigy, didn't you, Jeff? Didn't you?
Well, he was a good foil. I mean, he was Jellicoe. I mean,
I thought he was dead. Honestly, I didn't think he was still alive. I mean, the actor. I mean the character. I thought he was dead a long time ago.
Oh, he's still here.
I thought you meant the character. I was going to say Captain Edward Jellicoe.
What?
He wasn't a bad guy. I mean, I don't know. There's been so many videos and debate about this. I guess it's an old topic about Jellicoe's effectiveness as captain. I mean, it's not.
I don't consider him a bad guy. It's just not the command style that we're used to.
That's for sure.
So, but he can be a great captain, just not for the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And what ship did
I
he
kinda
captain
think
before
that-
the Enterprise, which has probably been a trivia question in the
Cairo.
past? The Cairo. Yep.
The Cairo. Yeah.
Let me answer my own
Sounds
question,
fast.
Omni.
I thought you were opposing it. I'm sorry.
No. I guess I
I
probably
kinda-
sounded like it, but no.
I kind of think that too much change too quick can be a bad thing too.
Mm-hmm.
But he was wound up, kind of uptight captain.
He was.
And you didn't really see. I mean, let's see if we looked at before. We had Janeway. We had Kirk. We didn't have Janeway yet, but we had Kirk. We had Picard. Cisco was around at that point, somewhat. Not really. A little bit. They weren't as wound up as that.
That was just before
Just
Deep
before,
Space
yeah.
Nine started.
Just before. Sorry, so we didn't have him yet.
Not
We've
quite.
seen other Starfleet captains, although I don't know, he just seemed a little uptight.
And not a captain, but we didn't have fake Tuvok yet either.
Yeah.
I have a trivia question for John. I think I'm right about the fact on this one, but
Okay.
in the episode Broken Bow, the pilot of Enterprise, we are introduced to Admiral Williams. What other episode did he appear in?
Admiral Williams.
Yes.
Was it the Klingon guy?
No, yes.
What other episode was he in? If I had to guess, maybe in The Expanse. I don't know.
I don't know if he's in that one. I doubt he was only in one other episode, but I'll check my facts.
I'm gonna guess Shockwave. Who'd we lose?
I didn't check my facts on this. But I heard he's only in one other episode, but I have to double check. And that episode is Regeneration.
Huh.
No regeneration.
He comes in and he's like, "We lost contact with the Arctic base."
That's him?
Yeah.
I thought that was somebody else. I thought that was like a commander
sorry,
or something.
Thomas.
Hope you feel better, Thomas.
Yeah,
Feel better, Thomas.
Take care, Thomas. Good game. Although you failed because you actually got points this game.
See you later.
Didn't you?
You failed.
You
I'm sure that's
failed.
gonna make him feel better, Omni.
God, he has an
I'll be
Addison
right
headache.
back.
Oh, Commander Williams. I'm sorry. Let me see where he appeared.
Wasn't it a commander or something that came in and told the admiral about?
No, it was Williams. It was Williams. And he,
Wow.
yes, he was in Shockwave. You're right. I'm sorry, folks. I didn't know he was in Shockwave. Part 2. Regeneration and Home.
So he was in what? 4 episodes.
4 episodes. I apologize. At least
Okay.
I didn't do research before asking, but I'm sorry.
I didn't know he was in that many. He's a good actor. I like that guy. He's in a lot of things.
No, is he?
He's in Breaking Bad. He was in Deadwood.
His actor's name is Jim Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he's good.
He's intense. I like him.
Mm-hmm. It's a Klingon.
The lady that played in the Arctic team, the one girl that they had, like looking, like uncovering Borg, and she figured out like that it was a sphere. She's married to the John Billingsley, who played Dr.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they do a commentary track together for that episode.
She got Borgified.
Yeah. The two of them do a commentary track together for that episode on the Blu-ray.
She became
And
one.
there's
collective.
another commentary track with a bunch of people on it on that episode as well. I don't know if you guys crack open the Blu-rays or just watch it streaming, but I suggest watching it on Blu-ray so you can listen to the commentary tracks on these episodes.
I have the DVDs. I think I heard the commentary on the original DVD
It might be on the DVD.
for that episode.
Sorry to disappoint you, Mercer, but I'm sorry to disappoint you. I can never get to hearing the commentaries.
The way you
It's
said
distracting.
the way you said crackle made me think of a thing from the Comedy Central roast of David Hasselhoff way back from Pamela Anderson, and she goes, I don't know if you guys have heard of any David Hasselhoff's music, but
He's like a platinum
no, but she made a comment
artist.
about how she wanted to curl up on the rug with a good bottle of wine while listening to her David Hasselhoff CDs crackle on fire.
He's like a huge star in Germany. Like,
By the
he's
way,
got
they had
platinum records.
Don't
had some
hassle the
Knight Rider.
Hoff, Omni.
Yeah, no, I don't.
They had quite a few Knight Rider toys at the convention on there.
Oh, that would have been great. I'm sure I have them already.
Cool.
I have a huge collection of
Really?
kit cards. Oh,
He's
yeah.
awesome.
But I was thinking of you when I was there. I was thinking, man, that Omni guy should show up here.
Oh, I would love to. I have the Hot Wheels, all different ones, Diamond
They had
Select
like
ones.
an 8-scale one. And,
Yeah, the Diamond Select. They have the Hot Wheels Elite. There's all different ones that are out there that are pretty cool.
And I know that you're not. I mean, I know you're in the city now, but
Yeah.
next time when you move to New Jersey, you could probably go to this convention. They have it maybe twice a year in Eastern Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, no, I could check it out. I mean, I could go there now, too. But,
it would be cool to.
yeah, no. I told you I went to the con up in Morristown a couple of times with Kit back in the day.
Wow.
The Toy Con.
Nice.
And that was a lot of fun.
They had quite a few people. I mean, I went there a couple of years ago. It seemed a little bit bigger then than it was this time.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Yeah.
I always like that stuff. I'm a geek.
I do, too. I like that stuff, too. That was always fun. You get video games, a little bit of toys, a little bit of everything at those kind of conventions. Usually there's some actors or wrestlers or some other, people there.
Yeah.
Sign autographs and stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
there wasn't as much vintage stuff. I just like I don't like a lot of the new stuff. I like old stuff. I mean, there was a lot of it there, but there wasn't as much there as there was last time. But that's just me noticing that.
Who in their right mind's helping me now? 5 a.m.
Well,
guys.
if you ever go to a convention in the near future, I know that there's that one we were talking about, the Star Trek convention.
I may go to that on Sunday. I may actually attend that one on Sunday.
Yeah,
I'll let you know.
if
I will.
If you're going.
No, I'll definitely let you know because Saturday I can't make it. I work. But and some of the actors aren't there both days. Like I was looking at the schedule. Some are only there Sunday. Some are only there Saturday. So we'll have to see who's there. But
Yeah.
I'd like to go.
And you guys should go too, John and Jeff. Come on to New Jersey to hang out with us. We'll call
It'd be
it
a little bit of a trick.
Going to a place called New
What's that?
Jersey.
The lovely land known as New Jersey.
Yeah, the armpit of New York.
It would be cool to meet you guys if you did show up.
Yeah, no, I'll let you
It'd be
know.
a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It'd be a lot of
I'll
fun.
definitely let you know. I will most likely be there if I'm not doing anything else that Sunday. Because I had a lot of stars there. I haven't been to a con in a while.
And I like that it's mainly focused on Star Trek. That's.
By the way, John won't accept fake Tuvok, but he clearly would have accepted fake USS Dauntless.
Well, I don't think it had any other name, right? It didn't really.
I mean, they called it the USS Dauntless. They didn't refer to it as fake, but it turned out to be fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know what's his name called it. What was it? Ray Wise. What was the character's name again?
Arturus.
Arturus.
Arturus, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, by contrast, in the episode Live Fast and Prosper, nobody called that guy fake Tuvok.
Well, he called himself Tuvok, right? I mean,
what was the one line from Janeway to her fake counterpart? Nice hair, I think she said. So what is the fake? Was it Dara or something like that? Fake Janeway.
Yeah, the fake Janeway was Dara, I believe.
So when the EMH impersonates Dara, would you call that fake Dara?
I suppose so.
It's a real shame. You're talking about your music categories. That Ron Jones was not given more episodes because his scores were so good.
Now
My
Cinnabon,
favorite.
Now
Yeah.
Cinnabon shows up in chat.
And I do like the war theme when they did that war adagio theme that you had in the other category. I forget the guy's name. I heard that when he was asked to do that, he said not to make it set to a particular scene, just give a feel. And the feel that he was directed to give was make it sad because they were talking about war. So I think he did a very good job with that scene. But overall, Ron Jones is just he's almost too good, I guess. That's why they kicked him out. I don't know.
They said his music was too noticeable. Like Berman
Yeah,
said, when you heard a Ron Jones episode, it sounded the music was so in your face that he wanted it more in the background. Right? I loved it. I thought it was great. I mean,
by the way,
Who Watches the Watchers is my favorite.
By the way, firstly, it takes Jeff to go off camera for Cinnabon to show up in the chat. Two, I was going to bring this up in chat, but I didn't want to get in trouble when the question happened about Tom Paris saying the captain on the bridge thing. Mm-hmm. That wasn't to Janeway, FYI.
Mm-hmm. No, it was to the bridge. Right? I mean, it was
to the ECH.
No, but it wasn't.
Oh, the ECH. Yeah,
the bridge, it was
right.
The ECH, Emergency Command House.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because he said the episode was Tinker 10 or Dr. Spy, right? That was the.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I will say that my favorite Ron Jones might be Who Watches the Watchers.
No, that's a great score. You got to get the box set. Do you have it? I mean, I think it's on Amazon.
No, I don't have it.
I mean, who has a CD player anymore either? That's the other problem. I mean, I
listen to it on YouTube, but if I did have a CD player, I would buy it because I like supporting musicians.
It is on YouTube, actually. You can stream it in order somewhat on YouTube. I've done that a few times, but I own it.
I love Who Watches the Watchers is so inspiring. Like when he's telling her about what they can do, and it's so good. Sorry, I didn't.
You have a DVD or Blu-ray player.
That episode, Tinker 10 or Dr. Spy, provided one of the two greatest weapons in Starfleet history, the photonic cannon. The other one clearly being Corbomite.
What is a gravitic mine? They always talk about those in Star Trek 2, but what is it?
Gravitic is clearly Omni's favorite word that starts with a G, though.
Yeah, that threw me off, the gravitics. It's all right. That was good, though. Yeah.
It was gravitic.
Gravitic. Yeah, they don't even sell them anymore on Amazon. It's currently unavailable on CD. You'd have to stream it somehow. Yeah. You can't even get it.
In that category, in the vein of that category, Cinnabon and Thomas would call all those questions Grig.
Distinct possibility.
Hey, Omni.
Yeah.
My stupid brain now thought that you were trying to buy a gravitic mine off Amazon.
Oh, a gravitic mine. No, they're unavailable too. They're sold out. They're currently on back order. You can get them next year when Star Trek Strange New Worlds returns. The groundbreaking, critically acclaimed series.
That Wonder Woman used to
well,
have.
hopefully the ship gets some gravitic mines is completely destroyed with all hands.
But they'll only arrive to your doorstep on a Tuesday, right?
Yeah, that's Amazon's delivery day on Tuesday. That's correct. So you want that modified Enterprise that they're on right now to be blown up by a gravitic mine? Is that what you want?
Yeah, I think that would be an excellent way to end the show.
No, but then they can rebuild it into the Constitution that we know, right? They can take some windows out, straighten the cells a bit, right? They can refit it.
Personally delivered.
Yeah, board up the window.
Delivered by Omni's favorite Star Trek character, Grappler Zorn.
Grappler Zorn, yeah, that's him. and Nakamura. You got Nakamura and Grappler Zorn, right?
Nakamura.
By the way, Cinnabon is leaving for the rest of eternity.
It says, whatever, I don't need to be slandered, I'm leaving for the rest of eternity. Who's even talking about you?
So that's at least 10 minutes.
No one's even talking about you.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see. We're not even talking about you.
About 5 minutes.
No. 5 is forever. 10 should be an eternity.
No. That would be like 2 minutes.
Oh, Cinnabon says he has a Discman. That would work if you had the CDs.
For an Android.
I give 2 minutes for you and your gallant crew.
Yeah. Well, you can't get the CDs anymore anyway, so I guess we have to stream them somehow. But it's called the Ron Jones Project. That's the name of the box set. and it is
That's what I
phenomenal.
heard on YouTube. Yeah, it's great.
Phenomenal, and they remastered them, and it's every cut. It's every cue from his episodes, not just selected ones, like everything.
Booby Trap is great. I love Booby Trap. And I love Evolution. Did he do Evolution too?
He did. That's a beautiful, beautiful melody in Evolution. When the Enterprise first enters the screen and you hear the season opener, basically at that point.
It came in strong, and it was just a gentle kind of out there piece. But like I said, my favorite is still Who Watches the Watch. It might not be my favorite if I listen to all of them again, because
no, it's up there. It's up there.
It's so inspiring. Some people call that episode blasphemous, but I find it very inspiring.
No, it's a beautiful episode though.
When he tells her that, especially at the end, when he tells her that or I forget when it was at the end or in the middle when he says maybe my people will be able to go to the stars at some point. He's like, of that I have no doubt. That's Star Trek to me.
I was just gonna say that. That's Star Trek. Like that's what it's about. That episode sums it up. You know, it's about story and morals, and it's not about space battles and stuff. I mean, it is partly, but it's not about that. It's a good story.
And do and our potential, and we're still human. Even with all the technology, we still have all the flaws of a human. We can, and it doesn't matter how much we grow, we still have to consider that we have a limited lifespan here. That the best thing we can do is help others, but not give it to them.
Right. And she gives him the blanket at the end. She says, "Don't forget us." And Picard says he can never forget them.
And Hachi, what was the guys? I love that for some reason.
Nuria was the female leader, I think, wasn't it?
When she tells somebody to give him the
Sochi Hochi.
It's something about the way she says it was just so powerful. I don't know why, but just the way that whole episode ended was so well done.
No, it's great. I like the Nth Degree. That's one of my favorite Ron Jones ones.
The Nth Degree?
Yes, that's good.
That's a good one. Brothers is up there. It's kind of like the best of both worlds a little bit. I like them all, though. They're all good. I can't think of one Ron Jones. The Price, you may not like the episode, but the score is great. I mean...
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. No, he's great.
Ron Jones episodes. Let me see if there's...
Told you, 2 minutes.
Is he back already? Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, he's back, and it was 2 minutes.
He did Family Guy as well. I wonder if
he did. I
wonder if they asked him to do any Orville episodes.
No, he did several. And season 1, Where No One Has Gone Before. That's a great score on that one. I love Data Lore. I mean, just you can keep going on and on. I mean, these are all the Neutral Zone, Q Who. These are all him. Thank you, John. So I guess YouTube is where it lives now.
They use him in Orville, though?
He did some Orville episodes. I think McFarlane hired him because of his Star Trek connections.
I'm just trying to think of what Ron Jones episodes he did.
He's saying he did Generations. No, that's Dennis McCarthy. Aravic was talking about. Yeah, Dennis McCarthy did Generations, not Jones. Jones was long gone. Jones's last episode was in season 4, I believe.
The Drumhead was his last one.
The Drumhead, and that was kind of a muted one. I guess he was beaten down by the producers, but. How could you think about that for a second, though? The guy did the score for the Best of Both Worlds 1 and 2, not less than half a season, and he just done. You're done. Get out. That's like the best.
Because I guess he just considered music to be background, like he just kind of didn't want it to.
That's Berman though, and that's weird. That's silly, man. It's silly.
I like the scene in the Best of Both Worlds when they first engage the Borg. That kind of tension build up. Before he says magnify.
They use the choral like a chorus.
Yeah.
Vocal.
There was a great trailer for First Contact that I think used that music, like a teaser trailer for First Contact that used that music. It used the music from Undiscovered Country, and then it went to that music. I can find it for you. Hold on.
I think Chaz waved goodbye. He waved a little goodbye and then he left.
Bye, Chaz.
I thought his hand was up like Mr. VP for a second. I didn't know he was waving goodbye.
I thought that too.
See here.
Cinema. Star Trek is a little tweeting bird. Okay, Mr. Spock. Thank you.
Yeah, Strange New Worlds is a wreath of flowers that smells bad.
In the chat, there's a Control V right now. I just put in the teaser trailer for First Contact, which has an awesome visual. The visual at the beginning is something I've never seen before. And it's the beginning of the trailer is the score from Undiscovered Country, and then it ends with, I believe it ends with the Ron Jones thing.
You've never seen the green screen before? The following preview has been approved. Sorry, had to.
Yeah, they are using the Ron Jones in that trailer. That's interesting. I wonder if he got credit for that. Probably not.
I love the border-fied Starfleet symbol. I think that's a bad.
Yeah.
I might use
Yeah,
that for my profile picture. Actually,
that's a pretty cool. I remember that. Yep.
I might use that for my profile picture. Let me see if I can get a good shot of it. I'm going to use it with the cube flying through it. I think I'm going to use that if I can get a good picture of it.
Good man. Good man.
Oh, wait, let's see if I can get a good shot. Oh,
Yeah.
I almost had it. I'm gonna use it for my pic. There we go. I'm gonna use it. Print screen. I'm gonna save it. That's a cool image. I love when they actually spend money on unique ideas. It's always cool.
So Jeff, I guess he stepped away, but did he when you were putting this together? I don't know if he's still there or not.
I'm here.
Okay, so you said you didn't recognize the Emissary music, or Emissary.
No, I didn't.
The Emissary. Did you know the rest of them?
I did know the rest of them, yeah.
Okay. But that one didn't stand out to you?
It didn't.
Okay. And the other stuff...
I guess because that episode I didn't think was all that great.
Yeah. I don't know. It's. I think you have to watch it. If you're going through season 2, you can't skip over that one. You can't.
I agree with you there.
Yeah. Because a lot happens with Worf, and I like K'Ehleyr. She's a hell of a character. I mean, Susie Plaxton's, she's fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
And there was some good Klingon themes there, too, like that. Because Ron Jones had his Klingon theme, and then McCarthy had his Klingon theme. Which were different themes. And I guess, and then if you want to get technical, then Jerry Goldsmith had his Klingon theme, which is the one we hear in First Contact, and of course the motion picture, and I guess Star Trek V as well, for that matter.
Well, it's interesting that when Jones did the Defector, his Klingon theme is very similar to the Goldsmith's one, I thought.
Which one you said? I'm sorry?
That clip I played from the Defector. The Klingon ship showed up at the end.
Yes.
Very similar to the one from Goldsmith.
And then they reused.
Yeah, similar.
They reused Where Silence Has Lease, the end music, in some other episode. We were talking about this last time.
They used it in Booby Trap.
Was it?
Yes.
Booby Trap?
Yeah, because in the Ron Jones collection, which I hope you listen to, you can hear the original cue they were supposed to use for that scene.
Okay.
And it's not good. In fact, there's a video on YouTube, which I'll put the link in there for you guys. They redid that scene with the original music that they got from the CD, and it's bad. It's not good at all. Like the way they did it was much better. I think Ron went a little bit off the rails with that cue. It was just too much. It was too intense.
And they replaced it with the music that they wrote for
which fit perfectly. Yeah, where Silence, but it fit perfectly.
There's a lot of
though.
tension in that music.
And I guess it was the right time, right length, I guess too.
Yeah. What do you think of my that avatar that I got?
Oh, that looks good. That's mean. Yeah.
It's the Borg ship. It's just flying. I know it's small because these are small avatars, but I don't know how you get it to fill the whole screen like you guys do. But it's the Borgified Starfleet symbol.
The full screen you need to do with something like OBS.
Okay, I don't have any of that stuff. Anyway, interesting. But
here it is. Original score. I'm going to share this with you guys. Let me see here.
Nice.
And it's bad. It's not good at all.
The red nebula in the background of this picture too. I don't know. I like it. I think it's pretty cool.
Can I paste it in the general comments or no? Do I have to go in the private? Let me see here. I'll try to paste it in the general comments.
You should be able to put it in.
Okay. I think it's there.
General. Yeah.
And by the way, Mercer, I was looking at that trailer that you shared, and there was an interesting shot in there I noticed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to bring it up. I don't recognize it from an episode or a movie.
Did I upload the wrong video?
No, you uploaded the right video. It's just something shot that really caught my attention.
I've seen that trailer before, though, somewhere.
I have too.
That's from... Was it Voyager? What the hell is that?
That's Voyager, but I don't recognize that shot at all.
Not at all.
No, when they made this trailer, the movie wasn't done yet, so they used a lot of shots from the TV shows, and they probably decided to use a shot from Voyager to get some cool shots in there.
Yeah, they kind of just copy and pasted some stuff together.
I thought you were talking about my sound video, my music video, when you mentioned it. That is an interesting shot, though.
And that's not a Borg cube that Voyager encountered in the Delta Quadrant, which hadn't happened yet.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
I think it's a close-up shot of Voyager possibly fighting the Kazon or something, and they just superimpose the Borg cube on there. And that's an odd-looking cube too. Like that's not even the one from the TV show. I think that's the movie one. I think.
A little too smooth.
Something off with that cube. Yeah. Well, they were just putting some stuff together. I guess that was definitely a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Maybe that was supposed to be like Wolf 359 or something.
It is the Voyager. Yeah, it is definitely the Voyager because it's got the greeble. I don't know what that's for. What is that for? That greeble diamond in the front of the ship.
It's isn't it an auxiliary?
Palette.
What?
Sensor palette.
No, I thought it was an auxiliary deflector.
No, that's the small one in the front.
Oh, the small one is the deflector.
The dark gray is just a sensor palette.
Oh, really? Interesting. It just looks cool, I guess, but more so than having a function.
It's the same like the strips on the edge of the saucer. There's also sensors. But
those weren't phasers?
In front, the small one, the small cutout, that's indeed, so not the diamond shape, but the small half circle, that's an auxiliary deflector. That's the second deflector.
Because they have the Enterprise D in this trailer, which shouldn't be there, but then, like you said, they have the Voyager in there too. They have the Saratoga.
Who's going to know? Well, we did.
We did.
Yeah, exactly. 30 years later.
They make Geordi's eyes look like they're a big major part of the movie.
Yeah, but check out the link in the chat. Mercer, when you get a chance to listen to that Ron Jones.
Yeah, I'm actually going to check it out right now. So.
Yeah, and it's horrific. Like, it is just... it doesn't even suit the scene.
I'm going to check it out right now.
It's so odd. It is so peculiar. Because it's the theme they used throughout the whole episode, Booby Trap, but he just, like, sped it up and intensified it. It was just... I don't know what he was thinking. I'm glad they took it out.
I'm gonna mute this tab for just a minute. I'm going to check it out. All right. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
I mean, it's not a bad tune, but I don't know. It just didn't fit the scene. We are spoiled. We had some great music on all the new Trek. I mean, not new Trek, our Trek. TNG onward. Because in the original series, they just reused the same cues over and over and over and over and over again for the most part. And yes. Yeah, but we got individual scores for each episode. Mm-hmm. And there's hundreds of episodes. Like, that's a lot of music. That's a lot of writing.
It sure is.
And some of it's a little bit just, background and not very influential, I guess. But some of it is memorable.
Indeed, Arabic. I agree.
Oh, what did you say?
It's on the screen.
Best recurring theme in Star Trek is the Klingon one. Second best one was the Borg. Which Klingon one do you like best, Arabic? Do you like Jerry Goldsmith's Klingon theme or McCarthy or Jones? Because they're three different themes.
Same picture.
Yeah, because Ron Jones. Yeah. Well, kind of. No, that's Goldsmith. I know that, but that.
Oh.
But it's close. No, you're right. It's close. And then the McCarthy one is like what does the McCarthy one go like?
Yeah.
Melota.
Yep, I like Elite Force.
Klingon punk rock isn't too bad either. Yeah. How about the K-pop they had? They had that little musical scene on Subspace Rhapsody. Great
And
episode.
on that bombshell.
Oh, where'd he go? Omni. What happened?
Must be an ion storm or something.
I guess so.
Like I was saying, Subspace
there he is.
Rhapsody.
It happened again.
Ion storms are bad this time of year.
Indeed.
All right. You win. That's funny.
I'm back. You're totally right. That music is great for the early parts of the episode where
Yes.
they're discovering things, but when they speak, first of all, and then at the end when they get out, the transition from that music to like the calm music that they escaped is terrible.
Yeah.
I like the what they finally used. Definitely.
I guess they had to, and they did it right. So I mean, sometimes it's a happy accident, but it worked out better that they used they reused that theme, and that was still Ron Jones anyway, just different episodes. So it's not like they,
it was even better used here than it was in Silence Has Least.
You're actually. It's funny you say that because I think, I was kind of young when these were airing. I think I saw this episode first.
Yeah.
And then later on I watched season 2, and I was like, wait a second, how did that music get here? Because it was already over here, but it started in season 2. Yeah.
I still love Where Silence Has Least. It's a guilty
Wibbly
pleasure.
wobbly.
But
Yeah.
here's the other thing I want to say. It has nothing to do with the music. I love the model work of the Enterprise D in that episode, and I also it reminds me of another later episode, In Theory. I love when when Picard's flying the shuttle and he's steering the ship behind him.
Yeah.
Anytime they have the Enterprise moving slowly, this is awesome looking.
It's graceful.
Yeah, it's just
they used a 6-foot model, I believe, the big boy, during the early parts of season 3, right? And then
I think they used a little more detailed. The 4-foot model was more detailed. I think that's what they used.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was talking about Booby Trap and the Evolution. Like the early part of season 3, they used.
You're right. Yeah, I think the Defector was the first episode. You're totally right. I'm sorry, Omni.
No.
The Defector was the first episode to have the smaller, more detailed model.
And then In Theory, you're right. I think they used the more detailed one too for those close-ups, but they didn't have it yet. I don't think in the early part of season 3.
Yeah,
but they did some good shots of season 3. Like, again, let's go back to Evolution. That opening shot where the Enterprise is coming in with that stellar, those two suns and that red kind of stellar matter coming around.
Didn't they reuse that stellar phenomenon in other episodes?
They did the one with Ro. What was it? Preemptive Strike.
It might have been a couple other ones too.
A couple other. They could have used it in 1 or 2 others. Yeah.
But when
it was nice. It was nice visual. It was
Yeah.
nice visual. Why not reuse it?
But just showing the Enterprise just moving around, I just I eat it up. It's like ship porn or something. It's great.
No, it's good. It's great stuff. And here's another little piece of trivia for you. You know the nebula used in Best of Both Worlds Part 1, that was a reuse of the Mutara Nebula, right? Yeah.
I knew that as soon as I watched. When I was a kid, I knew it as soon as I watched it. Like they recolored it, but that's definitely the Mutara Nebula.
But they did it really well. I mean, that was great. You
I
felt
never
it.
noticed it. I didn't know until somebody told me. It's like, really?
I noticed it right away. It just looked too familiar. There's something about it. Just that column of gas was too familiar to
Those
me.
visuals were so great. You know, the Enterprise kind of creeps into the nebula, and then the cells disappear, and then the Borg ship just comes up, right? You know, and kind of hovers outside the nebula. That's so cool. I mean,
And I still love Star Trek 2 when the ships are, you see the lights first when a ship is coming toward the camera.
Yeah, true.
The lights will show up before you see the rest of the ship. It's brilliant stuff.
No, they did good stuff. But they for a TV budget, they did such good work. This is before CG really was being used. I mean, it was being used in other places, in other series, but not on the exteriors. Not at TNG. Not season 3 time.
Didn't Disaster have some good shots? I don't remember. I just remember.
Disaster used the 4-foot model again, I think, and
Yeah.
nice shots.
Good shots, yeah.
A good shot is the one. Remember, A Fistful of Datas when the Enterprise
last-
goes off into the sunset, right? It kind of makes
Yeah,
kinda cool.
that was pretty
And
cool.
also, a ship in a bottle. Although
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the model shot, but a ship in a bottle. They actually ended with the two planets colliding to make a star.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and that was kind of cool because on the book, the guidebook, the companion, they said, "Well, this show isn't Nova, but we want to show this anyway." You know, Nova being the science show. We want to show the. We want to show this explosion.
Nova.
Oh no, Nova. But that, by the way, that episode, I wish that episode was 10 minutes longer so they could keep the gag going against Moriarty for just a little bit longer.
They did rush the ending a bit on that one. Yeah, you're right.
It's almost perfect, but I just wish the episode was like a 50-minute episode instead of a 43-minute episode. It's so good.
Aravic wants to know if they used the Mutara Nebula for the Briar Patch.
I don't know about that. That looked more like the Badlands to me than.
So.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, I thought that was a new effect for the Briar Patch.
Mm-hmm.
Although the Enterprise,
one thing, it was probably all digital, wasn't it?
By the way, the Briar Patch, I thought the Enterprise in that movie didn't look right at all.
You're right. It did look different. It looked different. It looked good in Nemesis. Nemesis, they got it right, I think. You're right. The Enterprise was off a bit on that. I don't know why.
But didn't they use a different effects company?
They did, and the model was slightly different too. If you look at the impulse engines, they're in a different place, and there's some other coloring differences. And yeah, they this again, these geeks there's hours of video of this on YouTube. You can go through and watch the, frame by frame how the Enterprise is different from First Contact to Insurrection to Nemesis, and
I like that one shot in Nemesis. There's a shot where they find the holoship. It was in orbit, right? This is like near the middle of the film, and it just holoship is right near the camera, floating there in space, and I'm like, that looks really cool. I can't define what moment it is, but I don't know. I always like that shot. What was that ship called? Where they were going to transport everybody. It's like a square. It's like a cube, like a rectangular prism.
The holoship.
Yeah.
Are you sure that it was in space?
Yeah,
it was when you counted it was in the water.
Yeah, it was in the water. I'm talking about later in the movie. There's a shot where it's in space.
Right, when they beam over to the collector, right? When
it's
towards the end.
Like near the middle, toward the end of the second.
Not from the collector, from the Ruafo ship.
Right, you're looking at it through the view screen of Ruafo ship, I think. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to find the shot I mean while we're talking. Because I don't know. I just liked it. What is it called? Nemesis. What is it called?
Insurrection.
Insurrection. I keep forgetting the name of the movie because it's not really an insurrection. It's more like minor skirmish. Yeah. It just there's not.
Did you save that, John, for reference for the next ones? Insurrection is now minor skirmish.
Minor skirmish.
Yeah, it's just not quite that good.
Although the shuttle visuals weren't bad. The with the scene with Data and Picard and Worf, the two shuttles.
This shot was awesome, actually. I found a shot.
Those weren't that bad to me. Like, they were good shuttle shots. And the shuttle was agile. It moved and twisted and turned.
But the idea of just turning the camera upside down and stuff was pretty bad.
It was just a cheap effect. It was yeah.
You see Worf and then Picard, and they're all spinning upside
Just spinning
down.
around. Yeah.
That was pretty lousy. It was very. I like what Red Letter Media said. It looks like a episode. The whole movie looks like an episode of Alf.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No, indeed.
Yeah, it's pretty bad though.
It's just more to me like a 2-part TNG episode. It's not a movie to me. It doesn't have the scale of a movie. It's just.
In the search part 2 of the search notes, But
I can't find the shot I'm looking for, but if I do find it, I'll post it.
The Defiant did have a shuttle. Yeah, you're right, and it was also in the Destiny, right?
Yes, they had the shuttle pods in those episodes. The only time we saw a full shuttlecraft for the Defiant was in The Sound of Her Voice.
Mm-hmm.
Then after they even show it, going out of the bottom of the ship and everything.
You mean the launch? How it launched from the bottom of it, kind of like Enterprise, right? It was kind of like that style. But
those are the escape pods.
Destiny, you saw the whole thing, didn't you, John?
In the Search and in Destiny, they used a shuttle pod. It was smaller.
Yeah.
A shuttle pod. Okay.
Pod.
By the way, I was watching the commentary track for Broken Bow the other day, and they said that pilot cost $30 million. They still had a tight budget to film. They didn't have a lot of time to film it, but it was a $30 million movie.
30 million? No.
Yeah, it was
The
expensive.
movies don't even have that kind of budget back then. They didn't have. You sure it's 30?
I'm pretty sure they said 30. I'll check.
Because they used to do an episode for about $1 million each.
But you gotta understand, we're talking about the pilot where they had to
build all the sets. I know what you're saying, right?
Then they had to build the location sets, like the Rigel 3 or whatever planet they were on was from a sewer treatment
10
plant.
or 8 or whatever it was.
So
10.
they had to establish all of the sets and cameras. The budget on a pilot is huge because you have to set up for all the other episodes.
Yeah, and you can spread the cost around to the other episodes down the line. Yeah. No, that's true, but
so they had a fairly big budget. Here's a shot where I'm going to save this shot and I'm going to host it because this is the shot I really liked from the movie. Wait, let me make sure I save it as something else so I know. All right, I'm going to host. This is my favorite shot in Interaction. Image.
Thomas Potts says Star Trek Discovery screwed over the Badlands. I don't understand the hate that people have for those visuals. They don't look that bad. I don't know what the problem is. You can hate the show, but why is there such a problem with the visuals of the Badlands in Discovery? I just don't get it. It was not terrible. It was high def. It wasn't exactly what we saw in DS9 and Voyager, but it was,
Well, I can't speak for Thomas, but for me, that would be the problem, is they look so different than they did on DS9 and Voyager.
By the way, sorry.
But you couldn't justify it by saying it's high res now, it's high def, they had to add more detail. Because they were kind of fuzzy, you got to be honest. They were kind of fuzzy in DS9 a little bit, right? They were, and Voyager too, those visuals weren't great in the Badlands. They were low res.
So there's one of my favorite shots in Insurrection. I also found my other favorite shot, but look at that shot of the ship. Just right out at the screen. It just looks like almost like a 3D shot.
Where is it? Where did you
I put it in the private chat.
Oh.
It almost looks like a 3D shot. It's so good.
It's a fake.
That's the hollow ship.
Yeah.
On the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. It just looks like, I just love how
looks Borg.
Yeah, it almost looks Borg. Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, the pilot, like one thing they talked about was in the pilot for Enterprise, they actually built the infirmary, there's no fake wall, they built the entire thing, like every wall, so that way you could shoot it no matter where you point the camera, you're going to get the infirmary, and they used, because they had 5 scenes in the episode that needed to be in that room, including the scene where the Suleiman take the Klingon. So they had to get that set really good. Yeah, it's a cool shot. I just like it. I don't know why. I just always noticed it. It stuck out to me because it looks like a 3D shot almost. I don't know.
This thing looks better than the Enterprise shots. This visual looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
With the hollow ship and the Sona ship.
It's just I don't know. I just liked it. There's another shot that I saved. That I kind of like. I don't know what scene it is, but I noticed it when I was looking for the shots.
My camping trip is yes.
It reminds me of this shot. Reminds me of the movie I just watched, Avatar, when they're on the ship going to the planet. And they're in hibernation. That's what this shot reminds me of, like this big long tube, like a big long passageway. I don't know what scene this is, but I noticed it when I was looking for the other picture.
This was when they were deploying the collector.
Oh, was it? Yeah,
So-
it just is a cool. It's a cool shot. I like
Yeah.
it. It's just. I can see the very end of the shot looks fake, but it still is a pretty good illusion. You know, way down there, you could tell it's kind of like a set extension. But I like, hey, you know what? I just noticed you can see outer space in the red. That's the red. That's the briar patch. Is the red parts? I just noticed that. So maybe it is that they were supposed to always be able to see space through that. Remember how we were talking a couple weeks ago about how like there was supposed to be a blue screen rather than just blue?
Right.
You know, and this is baby proof because you could see the briar patch out that between those creases in the collector. Interesting. In fact, you can even see, is that a ship in the corner? I don't know.
Ship out of danger?
No. No, but you can see outer space. You can see like the briar patch and the stars and stuff. I never noticed that. Interesting. It's an interesting shot. I thought that was a ship on the very right that you could see, but it's not.
On the very right?
Yeah, like in that little red strip on the very right.
Oh, I see what you're
It
saying.
looks like a bird of prey or something.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, and you can kind of see it over there too on the other side. It's like the same pattern over there and on the left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right
they'll go right a little bit. Go right a little bit past that beam, past the beam right there.
Yeah, there.
Yeah,
Okay.
right there. That kind of looks like the same pattern. It's
Oh,
over on
it
the other-
does. Yeah,
right?
it does.
It looks like the same.
The wing shape of a bird of prey, indeed.
Yeah, but it looks like they just used the same pattern twice on the computer.
Copy and paste.
Yeah. I noticed stuff like that. So. Yeah, but you could see the set extension in the mag or model extension in this case. I don't know. Is this all CGI? You think?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most
I'm
of
pretty
it.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did use CGI.
Or matte painting.
This
or-
shot, yes.
It's like Babylon 5 CGI. And I like Babylon 5, respect it, but it looks like Babylon 5.
They didn't use an Amiga for this. This is a little more high def. This is
Yeah, there was a 386.
386. No.
Ah, come on.
Hell, you at least a Pentium. Come on, this is
Probably a Pentium 2.
Pentium 2 slot 1, baby. That's it.
Slot 1. Wow.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
remember slot 1?
Yeah, baby.
Yep.
Snap it in.
Ooh. With rim instead of dim.
Yeah.
I think the worst effects might be Star Trek 5. The problem is they had good models. They just didn't know how to film them. The models are great in Star Trek 5. The Klingon, Bird of Prey, the Enterprise. They just didn't know how to shoot them.
But
They were like
speaking of
cartoons.
Star Trek 5, I'm thinking I'm going to go to bed because of my Sunday plans.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So, gonna
night.
dream world.
Have a good night,
Thanks,
Patrick.
man.
You're good at this game.
Have a good night, you all.
Good night, sir.
Thanks,
Night, Patrick.
thanks for joining us, Patrick.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
for coming. Yeah. That was
And oh my goodness.
Curses is done with his camping trip finally.
Well, yeah, Aravic was saying that I haven't changed my shirt in a while, so yeah.
I want to see what you really look like. And since you won the game, you got to show us what you really look like.
I will. One of these days, I'll do it.
Yeah, you got to show us, man. I really want to see.
I know. I'm a handsome son of a gun. You want to see me? I get it. The blue in the background of the space station, so it's just the green screen. Yeah, that's what we thought, Planet X. We were talking about that a few episodes ago, and I always had the suspicion it was just they screwed up and they had too much blue spill on the actors and on the set, and they tried to superimpose it and clean it up, and they couldn't. That was my theory. I could be wrong, but that's what I always thought.
Knew. Does Memory Alpha mention it? They probably don't even want to talk about it. But based on what I just saw, that one picture of the collector I think you're right. Because you can see the briar patch right in that.
Yeah.
In the right through there, and that's probably the same area or next to the same area on the collector. So they obviously intended to show the briar patch clock to kill Brock, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Klingon?
For some people. Yeah.
To the Klingons, it's called clock to kill Brock.
Brock.
And Quark couldn't say it right. He's like clock, clock.
I always thought it was a different briar patch, but I guess it's the same one. I've been proven wrong on that one, so
It could be a different briar patch, but I thought
Nah,
there was
it's
only
the
one
right.
briar
Yeah,
patch.
it is. It's the one.
I don't know. I just remember the briar patch was like a ride at Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
The Briar Rabbit or whatever that Splash Mountain.
Brer Rabbit, yeah.
Yeah. What was that whole deal with Riker using a video game controller on the Enterprise, and he called it the ultra? What did he call it?
The manual steering column.
Manual.
That's it.
Right.
Oh my god, that was so stupid. That was so. That movie has. I can't even believe he directed both First Contact and that movie. They're just too different.
Yeah, they are. They are very different. You're right.
I just can't believe he did both. And what's up with him shaving his beard? He looked like you didn't. I don't know. We had a whole subplot of him shaving his beard.
That's interesting. I on the wiki, Memory Alpha for the movie, and I just read. Find it again. While shooting a scene on the bridge in which Picard, Riker, and Troy discussed the duck blind mission, Jonathan Frakes had to wear a fake beard, having already shaved it for upcoming scenes.
Wow.
Why did they even do that? It's one of the dumbest subplots in Star Trek.
This is the first of only 2 Star Trek films not to feature any scenes on or near Earth. Technically, I think it's 1. They claim the second one was Star Trek Beyond. Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Star Trek Beyond, yeah.
I like that movie.
Some rubbish, I don't know, right?
Actually...
you like that one, though. You like that one, don't you?
Yeah, actually, out of the JJ films, I think that was the best of the 3.
I agree. I enjoy it. I think it was a good time. By that time, it's like, yeah, it was fun. I enjoy watching it. I think and there were no scenes near Earth in that movie either. But yeah, I just hate one thing I hate about Insurrection is, and you're right that it feels like a 2-part episode. And what makes it even more like that is at the end of the movie they just like, oh, beam up. Okay, we're gone. We're taking off. It's just it literally ends with them beaming up, and then there's no like a movie should have really dramatic events where after the mission is over, there usually is an epilogue where they're thinking about something or, you know what I mean? Like the movie should at least be that big. They should not all of them need to be huge events, but at least give them a moment to say, hey, this is a big deal, and all the other movies do it. I think, right?
Yeah, they do. I mean, yeah.
All the other movies make it.
You get a moment to breathe after the events happened, right? You get to absorb everything, the changes that have happened in the plot.
Exactly, like
yeah, I know what you're saying. Michael Piller. I mean, again, he did such great work in season 3 of TNG, and then of course maybe 4 and some others too, and DS9. He had a lot to do with DS9. But you mentioned Who Watches the Watchers. That was a Pillar episode, and he did that whole thing with the duck blind.
He just took
stuff from his old his playbook.
Took Who Watches the Watchers and Homeward. You know the Homeward episode.
Yes, exactly. Homeward.
They were gonna make like them like see the as if they were migrating.
I don't know if he wrote that one though. He was kind of off. I think he was off the show at that point.
But it seemed like he definitely took that idea. But
yeah,
I always like that episode. That's a guilty pleasure of mine with Cassidy Yates sort of first appearing. I always like that episode. I love Paul Sorvino.
Penny Johnson. Oh, Paul Sorvino was great. Yeah, that was good.
And I just love anything where they can make fun of the technology, like this is the sign of LaForge. I eat that stuff up.
And the guy who played Durst from Voyager was in there too, right? That guy.
I have no idea. I don't know who that.
He was the guy with the Chronicle. I forget his name now.
Okay.
The one that stumbled upon the Enterprise and discovered them.
I love when I think in the later seasons of TNG, I love TNG is such a character-based show, but sometimes they got so much into the characters that they forgot to have like adventure episodes. So when they have one, I'm just like I'm all over it. Like just a good adventure where every commercial break you don't know how they're going to resolve it. Like those kind of shows. Like sometimes they got so into the character stuff that they forgot to do that. So, I love it when they get back to doing the, just a good adventure.
Right.
I mean, how come they didn't get Brandon Braga and Moore to write the next movie? I just don't understand. Like, why did Pillar come in and write Insurrection? I don't know. They did First Contact was so good.
Yeah.
And that was written by them, wasn't it? That was
but they also did Generation. So
and they did Generation, and that was good too. That wasn't bad.
They just needed a break. They wanted to get a fresh perspective.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Tired.
I guess you're right.
They get tired because not only did they write Generations and First Contact, but right when they were working on Generations, they were also working on All Good Things.
Right, and they wrote Mission Impossible 2, I think, or 3, 2,
probably
2.
Did they? I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
they did. They did. The Paramount. They did. And I thought that wasn't a great Mission Impossible, though. Out of all of them, that wasn't.
I really didn't like the last one. I really, Dead Reckoning Part 1. I was very.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that one.
I'm not going to say anything about it.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed, and I like a handful of those movies. My favorite is Ghost Protocol. So
they're thrillers. They're great movies to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, and Tom Cruise does all of his own stunts. It's just amazing what he does. Say what you will about Tom Cruise, he's not really in bad movies. You may not like him as an actor, but you can't name a movie that he was in that was bad. I mean, Vanilla Sky
he was bad in it. Like he always gives it the extra oomph that even if the movie's bad, he's not bad in it. And that's what Christopher Lee always said about acting. Christopher Lee, the guy who played Sauron and Darth
Count Dooku.
He said, as an actor, you're always going to make a bad movie once in a while. The key is to never be bad in the movie. I don't know why he said that, but I guess it's true.
I can't think of a bad... And I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fanboy. I'm just saying, I can't think of any bad movies he was in.
Yeah, I loved A Few Good Men. I love Rain Man.
Yeah, it's a classic. Classic. You could argue Eyes Wide Shut was a little weird. The Kubrick thing was strange, and then Vanilla Sky was also weirdish. That was weird. But were they bad? No, I don't think they were bad.
Like I said, I didn't. I'll have to let you watch Dead Reckoning because I wasn't a big fan of Fallout either. Mission Impossible Fallout until the last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes were fantastic.
Yeah.
Most of the other set pieces, I guess with Mission Impossible, it really is not about the story. It's about the set pieces. If you like the set pieces, then you're going to like the movie because all the stories are the same. We're disavowed. We got to find this. We only have this much time. They're all the same story, basically.
Have you watched Leonard Nimoy on the original Mission Impossible series?
I used to when I was a kid, but I didn't even put together that he was in it. That's how young I was. So
he played, what was his name, Mr. Paris or something? I think his name was. And he was on for a season or two. I think he wasn't
streaming anywhere.
I think you can get all the Mission Impossibles on Paramount Plus.
Wow. Okay.
Or it's on. Now you got me thinking. Is it on Netflix or something? No, I think they took it off. I think it's Paramount Plus.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I didn't know that you could even find those.
Oh, they're great. They're really they're fun to watch.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Was it the 60s that show came out?
I think the late 60s and then into the early 70s
so
too.
What shows in the 60s? Because the 60s had a very different writing style overall than we do today. Like the way shows were made. Somebody was talking about character development, and I think Star Trek and
Paramount Plus.
Maybe Mission Impossible probably had the best character development of that time period for their shows.
Yeah.
You know, like Star Trek and Mission Impossible, because back then you didn't really develop characters much, except for those shows. And I'm trying to think of others. You know,
Yeah.
just the way the writing was different. Like Batman had great characters, but they weren't developed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess they were. That's good.
Yeah. It's different.
Like the scene with Kirk, and he's talking to Bones about you know, his confidence when waiting for the Romulans to do something.
Mm-hmm.
That's character development to me. That's all good stuff.
Yeah. It is streaming on Paramount Plus, all 7 seasons of Mission Impossible. And
they made a lot of shows.
I think Nimoy was in like season 4 or 5. I don't remember. After he left Star Trek, he joined.
Do you remember when the Fugitive show came out? Was that the 60s also?
The TV show? That was early 60s, I want to say. That was older.
That was a good show.
Yeah, it was okay.
I heard the ratings for the final episode of that show were the highest ever up until like MASH.
Oh, MASH is a classic, yeah.
Like when the MASH finale came out, that buried everything. But I heard the Fugitive finale was huge when that aired.
Fugitive ran 1963 to 67.
Yep. There you go.
There you go. Thank you.
Yep, and it was black and white.
Was it? I thought it was color. No.
Maybe later on. I know the first season or 2 I thought was black and white. Maybe I'm wrong.
Interesting. When did Gilligan's Island come out? Was that the 60s also?
That was more the late 60s.
I think so.
Because that was around the same time as the Brady Bunch. Was it before the Brady Bunch?
The Brady Bunch was 70s, I want to say. But
yeah, so it's before that.
History of television lesson we're getting. You don't have to go into it, but it's just interesting how shows are just written and produced differently than they were. I mean, I can't imagine making a weekly show and being able to edit. You have to edit the film. Like, you know, they couldn't just do it on a computer like they can do today. They actually had to go in there and cut that film up and paste it together. It's pretty remarkable that they could do that. The limited time that they had. Especially with Star Trek, having to use models and special effects. Even though they look a little cheesy today, it's remarkable that they did them at all.
Yeah. John, you say you prefer to watch the original series in the original form, not the remastered ones, right?
I'm all right with the remastered versions.
Okay. I thought it was you that said they don't watch the remastered ones. I think they did a pretty good job with them, but because it's kind of hard to go back and watch the original ones. If you, some of those visuals were tough. I mean, they were, yeah.
I liked some. I just know that they were done with an actual model, and
yeah,
it was cool to know that.
At times, I prefer the original version. At times, I prefer the remastered.
Interesting.
They showed a lot of respect, I think, for the original, though. They didn't.
They did. Ultimate Computer, I think the remaster is awesome.
Oh yeah. And also, what was that though? Where they Enterprise incident where they actually showed a couple of different types of Romulan ships?
Yeah,
that was good too.
Yeah,
and Doomsday. There's a lot going on.
Doomsday Machine.
Yep.
Some shots I prefer the original actually.
Well, I guess I'm thinking of the mangled.
There's too many
constellation.
Too much movement. There's too much. The Enterprise is darting around like it's like a fighter plane in that episode.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
I don't like that because these are supposed to be big vessels and it's darting around like it's like a biplane or something.
But the detail they put into the shipwrecked constellation, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was good.
You even see there's a detail. You see like an asteroid bouncing off the hull.
Yeah,
it's just little touches like that. I'm like, wow, you never would have saw that on the original, obviously.
I remember the first episode that they remastered was Balance of Terror because they made a big deal out of advertising it when it came out.
They did. Yeah.
Really?
They said you're going to be blown away, and the sound is going to be awesome. The visuals are going to be awesome. And then after that, they kind of simmered on the marketing a little bit, but they really made a big deal out of it.
I mean, the film looks great. The way they restored the film. Forget about the visuals, just the regular inside the ship shots. They look beautiful. I mean, the color is bright.
They needed to. That's the thing. They really needed to. Otherwise, you would never be able to watch them. Because they degrade.
There's no specks of dirt and dust in the film like you saw sometimes before.
Like that's why the original Star Wars was even considered to be remastered in the '90s. Sure, George Lucas got to show off stuff, and he got to try some stuff. But the real original reason that they even did it was because the original negatives were fading. And if they didn't do it at that time, they would never be able to do it. It was only after they decided to greenlight restoring it that they decided, okay, let's see what else we can do. Let's try putting some deleted scenes and finishing them,
and
put some experiments in that we're preparing to use for the prequels. But the original idea behind it was the original negatives were failing, and if we don't upscale it now, we're never going to be able to do it. But I'm not a film person, so I don't know if they lost the original negatives now, and they just are going from the. I have no idea. All I know is that I don't like the special editions. I like the originals.
No, I think they didn't lose anything. I think that George Lucas just doesn't want the original. He wants this version of the film out there.
Yeah.
He feels that the one that was released in theaters and in videotape all those years and Laserdisc and even early DVDs wasn't complete. And he's answered this question a million times. Like
the early DVDs. Sorry to interrupt. Were the special editions? So
no, didn't they have both though? Didn't they have?
They did.
Oh, they did. No, only on the bonus disc. Only on the bonus disc for one edition. But I'm talking about the first DVDs were released in 2004, and it was in the silver box, and that was not
special edition.
That was all special edition. I hate the color timing on Hoth. Hoth looks purplish and
blue,
and bluish. I just didn't like it. I mean, I understand he's kind of stubborn about it, but it's the original versions that won the Oscars, that blew audiences away, that gave a lot of people their jobs.
Yeah, he just feels like it was incomplete. Like he could have done so much more, and he didn't. I don't know. Again, that's another topic that's been beaten to death on the internet and on YouTube, and people are going to extraordinary lengths to rebuild that film without the special stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, and I have one of those versions. Well, I have one version of it.
Despecialized or 4K 77 or whatever they got.
I have regular despecialized. My point is that movies are movies, and part of the fun is looking at the flaws. I think
we grew up with them. How many times did you watch that tape? Come on, let's be honest. The Star Wars.
All the time.
The original Star Wars movie, Episode 4, whatever, before the CBS Fox tape. I can remember every detail about that tape.
And I
watched it 100 times, right? Yeah.
I used to watch Wrath of Khan on tape, and I also watched E.T. like replacing the guns with the radios. No, don't do that to me. Just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
It's part of the time period it came out.
But the special stuff doesn't bother me like it does some Star Wars fans. It does.
There are a few shots
care.
I like. There are a few special edition shots I like. I'll tell you which ones I like. When
Cloud City.
The Cloud City redo, for the most part, is because it matches the set. That's why I like it. Because if you notice when she's pacing and she's waiting, it matches the set now.
Right.
My favorite shot that is I like the original shot, but my favorite shot is before the Death Star explodes, but the 4 ships that survive that battle in the first movie, the original, when they escape, what they do in the special edition is they look like they're tilting the camera a little bit, like the way like in a comic book panel, you might tilt everybody so that there's more dramatic. Like if something's happening, you make it tilted.
Yeah,
they kind of tilt the camera a little bit to make it much more dramatic as they're flying away from the Death Star. Whereas the original shot was obviously done with models, So they just had 4 ships flying slowly away from the Death Star in the background, and it's a good shot, but they made it a lot more dramatic by tilting the camera just a little bit. I'll try to find the shot to show you what I mean. Yeah. Star Wars. Okay, so let me see if I can. Okay, I found it.
Exactorn Shipyard. I just spotted what looked like a Constitution class and Reunification Part 2. Oh, that's interesting.
Okay. If you look at this video and if you go to like 14 seconds, you'll see exactly what I mean because it is freaking awesome. I'm going to put it in private chat. You go to the 14-second mark because that way you won't miss it because the shot actually starts at 15 seconds. You get to like 13 seconds so you don't miss it. It is an awesome shot.
This is the special edition.
This is the special. This is one of the shots that I love that they changed. Although I love the original shot too, but they added so much more dynamic.
You mean the 3 ships flying away from the Death Star?
Yeah, the way they tilted the camera there.
No, it's nice.
So
it's nice.
Cool. No, it's so cool looking. It's like they imagine it as a comic book panel where you
may fire when ready.
Yeah. It's such a cool shot.
No, it does. None of the special stuff bothers me. The scene with Jabba, unnecessary, and then the scene in Mos Eisley with the creatures walking in front of the camera, that was unnecessary, too.
What do you think about the Praxis stuff that they added? The Praxis rings. That they
mean when the Death Star explodes?
Yeah, in both movies. I'm
fine with that.
You're fine with that?
Perfectly fine.
I hate those. I like the vertical one better from the original movie. I think it's a vertical ring, right?
I think there's a ring that comes out horizontally. Or no, is there a ring at all?
There's in the original version of both movies there was no ring, right?
It was just sparkles. It was just like
yeah. And it was kind of cool. But like, let me look at this shot again. But in this, it's a vertical ring. In this in the original Death Star, it's like going up and it's at about 25 seconds or so. 20 about 30 seconds or so. 31 seconds.
I have no problem with any of these exteriors. They can specialize them all they want. I don't care. I really don't.
My biggest problem is the adding Han shooting or the other guy shooting Han.
That was weird with him leaning or something. He leaned over in a weird way and then
and the color timing on Hoth, it really bugs me.
It's blue, purple, blue, whatever you said. Yeah.
And so overall, I prefer the originals, although there are a couple shots that are obviously better. Like one shot I always hated, I think it's in both versions, is in the original Star Wars when they get to where Alderaan was supposed to be. They didn't have asteroids yet. Like they didn't know how to do asteroids yet, like they did with the second film. So those asteroids, they look like glitter. It was so bad.
Yeah.
It just looks like they sprinkled glitter. Like they did a few rocks and then they sprinkled glitter.
Glitter for the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and even as a kid, I'm like, that looks pretty bad. But I'll give it to them because everything else looked great. So, yeah, dude, it's I love the history of special effects and
yeah, I respect it too.
Over time,
I do respect it. I definitely do.
Yeah. I mean, and then you think about TV shows. Like, what was like? I was thinking about it earlier when we brought up Knight Rider. What was the average budget for that show? They had some really difficult shots to do.
It was high for the time. I don't remember the number, but it was very high for the time.
Was it like stock footage mostly?
No. Now, okay. The way they saved money on Knight Rider is they would use miniatures.
Really?
Yeah. So in season 2, especially if you watch it, they some of the scenes with Kit turbo boosting or getting stuck in a situation or whatever, it's a miniature, and it's obviously a miniature, and it really and it actually went back to using.
Never noticed it. As a kid, I probably didn't even.
Yeah. So they went after season 2 ended. In season 3 they went back to more real, practical, jumps and stunts and You know, those kind of things. They still use the miniature every now and again, but
Right.
not as often as they did in season 2, where they tried to save a few bucks, I guess, and it didn't really work.
Yeah.
But no, that was an expensive show, and that's one of the reasons it got canceled. I don't think the ratings were still there. I think it just
they canceled it then because everybody watched
season 8 it was just expensive. The A-Team was expensive. A-Team got what, 5 seasons? I mean, Knight Rider only got 4.
Now, did they do that show the same way they did Dukes of Hazzard, where they would just go out? I'm guessing this is how they did Dukes of Hazzard. I could be wrong. Where before they even wrote any stories or before they even filmed it with any of the main actors, they just filmed a whole bunch of reels of the car driving around.
There is some stock shots in the big. All right, if you look at an opening episode of Knight Rider, for example, and the credits, you know, the guest stars are listed on the screen. The credits are rolling. There's usually some rock and roll song playing or a pop song playing. You'll see some aerial shots of Kit driving. Those are reused, and some aerial shots, a little like a close-up shot. Those are reused stock footage. Obviously, it's just Kit driving. It doesn't matter where he is. It's just But the rest of the episode, pretty much after that, no, they shot it. I mean, it was all, pretty much unique stuff. They didn't reuse that much.
Now, Dukes of Hazzard probably did that, though.
Dukes of Hazzard, yeah.
They went out and they just shot a whole bunch of cool things with the cars. And
they did that trick where they had the projector screen behind the fake car, right? They did that whole Hollywood trick where Bo and Luke are driving and there's like a fake rear projected screen behind them.
I'm not talking about that. That obviously you got to do that because the safety. I'm talking about just like having footage of the cars driving around the dirt roads and stuff.
Right, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
you might have just went out there and shot like a few hours of footage of that, and then figured out what episodes each shot would look good at.
It's possible. There was a gimmick on each episode too. Obviously, there was whatever the gimmick of the week was, and the enemy wasn't. But I think Knight Rider was a little bit more higher budget than Dukes. To be honest with you, a little bit more serious than Dukes. They had a bigger budget. It was a really great show for the time. I think everybody pretty much watched it. Airwolf was another one, big budget for Airwolf, with those aerial shots, the helicopter. I mean, that was.
And they did make Blue Thunder into a show as well, didn't
Well,
they?
Blue Thunder, that was a movie with Roy Scheider. I think Airwolf was separate from that. It wasn't a TV. Maybe there was a Blue Thunder TV show. I don't know.
Yeah,
there was.
There
was.
Airwolf was separate from that. That was a separate universe.
Yeah, it was definitely separate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I know when they is there something like with Next Generation, ILM got credit on the end of every single credit, even though they only shot for the first episode, right?
They shot all the shots, didn't they? I mean,
no, they only shot for Encounter at Farpoint.
I thought the 6-foot model was theirs.
Yeah,
and any of this.
But they just used, it's all reused stuff. The planet might change in the background, but it's just whatever they shot with that 6-foot model was just, they only worked on the pilot, is what I heard. They only actually worked on the pilot. And
I thought it was different. I thought they pretty much handled the visuals.
It was in my books.
Throughout the series. Like, I thought they.
Let me get my companion and see if I can find it. Old school.
I think when they got the 4-foot one, they could do some stuff on their own. But I thought anything involving the 6-foot model was ILM, because that thing was a beast.
I'm getting out my companion right now. Are you guys talking for a second? I'm gonna check.
Well,
that was my general impression too.
Right, that ILM.
ILM.
Yeah. I think the 4-foot model they also did, but maybe I'm wrong. And then some of the shuttle stuff and the smaller ships, maybe they did it in house to save money. It's possible. I think they went to ILM for the big stuff. The big, beautiful shots they needed, they went to them.
I might have to do some research on this for next week.
I have a relative. He's a cousin of mine, 3 or 4 times removed, but he worked at the post-production sound. It's called Modern Sound, and they did all the post work for TNG. They did it for MacGyver and a few other series. So really interesting. He got me a signed autograph of Patrick Stewart when I was a kid. Like I love this. It was amazing, and he told some stories about how they did all the looping for the show, all the ADR. That's what he did, and even the Borg effect, how they created in the Best of Both Worlds and in Q Who, how they actually recorded that effect. They used 8 or 9 different tracks and had the actors kind of say the same line over and over in a slightly different way, and it was interesting how they did it.
Maybe I'll just simplify my search on Google. On the pilot episode, Encounter at Firepoint, the following ILM staff has worked on the. Okay, wait a minute.
I found something on Memory Alpha. Let's see.
Although ILM only did the optical effects for the pilot episode, they were credited for the entire series because footage was often recycled. That's what I was getting at. It says it on Google.
When the Star Trek television franchise was relaunched in '86 with Star Trek The Next Generation, producer Robert Justman put out bids to several VFX companies for the build of the 2 new, differently sized USS Enterprise D hero ships, including ILM, not really expecting them to be able to make an offer on a television budget. However, Justman lucked out as the company tendered a bid that was below par as the company was between jobs. What they decided was to make a bare bones bid, enough to keep their doors open and keep everyone on that they needed. As the build of the models progressed, ILM was subsequently able to secure an additional commission to shoot a library of effects sequences that consisted of 69 shots with some 300 elements. Having only worked on the pilot episode of the new series, Encounter at Farpoint, the fact that their VFX footage had been used as stock footage throughout the entire run of the series warranted ILM, the Industrial Light and Magic, a division of Lucasfilm Limited, credit in the end credit roll of all 7 seasons.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. But
yeah,
interesting.
So you're saying the only stuff that they actually worked on was shot around Farpoint time, and that was it?
Yep.
So what, they turned the
According
model...
to this...
Yeah.
They could probably swap out a planet without needing ILM to do it. They probably, you know what I mean? I don't know how they did it, but...
No, but there's so many unique shots that they created. I mean, more than just the stuff that's from season 1. You had season 2, 3, 4, 5. There's so many different shots they used throughout the series. Yeah, I can read
more about it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I brought it up. Because, like that shot you mentioned earlier where the ship goes off into the sunset was obviously done specifically because of the theme of the episode.
Right.
Well, I have to read... Because I know that when they did Deep Space Nine, the special effects company was called Image G. And the reason they called it Image G was because they worked with models and they had a motion control rig, and every time they had a shot that worked, they would call it G, and every time they did a shot that didn't come out, they would call it NFG, and you could kind of figure out what the letters mean. Wow. I'm not going to say it live. So. Yeah, interesting. So I want to do some research as to how they did the individual unique shots. We might not find out right now, but I want to find out who was doing those shots. For the other episodes that were not reused. I'm guessing that if you just have a ship orbiting the planet, that's a reused shot, and somehow they could easily change the planet.
But some episodes have unique shots of the ship.
Yeah.
There's a lot of behind-the-scenes video with, what's his name, Dan Curry, I think his name is. He did a lot of the visual supervision of TNG. He goes on for hours about this stuff, and maybe I'm getting it mixed up a little bit. I have to go back and rewatch it, but he talks about how they used the models, how they created the shots, and all of that. But the Klingon ships, for example... I just assumed he just went up to ILM and did it over there, but I guess maybe they had their own studio. It's possible.
Yeah.
And yes, Thomas, I realize as Farpoint and Encounter, I was just quoting the article.
Right.
They got it wrong.
Yeah, for clarity.
Yeah, it's always something I'm glad we're talking about it, because it's always something I was curious about, because I read that a long time ago when I was in college. I used to have the companion, the book. And I would sit there at work and read it, because I did nothing else at work. And I was like, wow, really? They only used ILM for that show?
You didn't do anything at work?
No, I was working the information desk at college, and nobody would come and talk to me and ask me for information. You know, they have like, like you're just sitting
That's
at an
funny.
information desk. So I
I'm
just
so busy at work, and I work at the information desk.
really?
Yeah, really.
You work at the library, right?
Yes, and we have an information desk.
No, I just worked at
It's
the
reference department, but
Oh,
we
I
call
see.
it the information desk.
No, I worked in the hallways of the school, like away from the library, just like with like a bunch of like brochures that people can read of upcoming events, and people that might be visiting campus, or basically just anybody walking by. And I did nothing except for read the Star Trek Companion.
So you were waiting for people to come up and ask you information, you for information.
Yeah, exactly. I was just
and nobody came and asked you for information.
No, nobody ever did.
That's kind of sad. I mean, I'm thinking about it now. I'm just that's kind of.
I always get jobs like that. I used to have a job working at a video store, and I basically was just sitting there watching movies.
Like Quentin Tarantino, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I worked in a very small video store as my first job, and the owner had to buy every video that he rented. He had to buy it all full priced, and at the time, movies were like hundreds of dollars. Like $100. Because they didn't have sell through prices at the time when video was first available. A lot of movies were very expensive. So he would actually buy everything, and then when he rented it, he would get all of the money, whereas most video stores would go on a subscription plan, and they would get the movies from the studios, and then every time they would rent it, most of the money would go back to the company. But he didn't want to deal with that, so he bought everything outright. So when he bought me Total Recall as a gift, I was very thankful.
That's a good movie.
Birthday gift. It was a birthday gift. He's like, "Here you go, Nick. Thank you." And I'm like, "Yeah, that was a great gift." Yeah, he got to keep it. Basically, with most video stores, the company that they get the videos from, they get, especially when the movie's new, they get most of the rental fee. Like, let's say a movie's like $3 to rent back in the 80s and 90s. The company might get $2 or $2.10, but then as you move that movie into the older sections, it's not on the new shelf anymore. It's in the older sections. Then they get a little bit less. It's kind of like the way the box office works. The first week a movie opens, a lot of that money goes to the studio, and then very little of it goes to the theater, the exhibitors. But then as a movie has been playing in the theater for a while, then the movie theater gets more of that money. In fact, when The Force Awakens came out, Disney got 100% of the ticket price back. So anything, like let's say you went to see The Force Awakens on opening weekend, you spend $10 on your ticket, Disney got all of that money. The theaters kept none of it for the first few weekends of that movie coming out. It was a really tough deal for the theaters but they knew that all they had to do, here's the way they look at it. Movie theaters are not in the movie business. They're in the popcorn candy business. That's how they keep the lights on. That's why the candy and the popcorn are so expensive. When The Force Awakens came out, people came out in droves to see it, which means they lined up in droves to get popcorn. And they keep all of that money. People dressed up as Han Solo or whatever, because it was the opening weekend of a new Star Wars film. People are lining up to get popcorn, and all of that money the theater gets to keep their lights on. None of that money was going to the studio, but all of the box office ticket money was. So, yeah, movie theaters are not in the movie business. They're in the candy business. All they're doing is showing the movie. That's all they're doing.
They have good popcorn, though.
Yeah, they have great popcorn.
Yeah.
And there's a convention every year called CinemaCon, I think, where the studios show the public and the theaters upcoming movies that they've already finished or they're almost finished. So that way the investors in the movie theaters can be like, oh, this is going to be a good year coming up. It's basically like a movie pep rally. And they can show, they don't show movies that, they don't talk about movies that are still being written. They only talk about movies that are near completion, and they show, either clips or the whole movie at the convention.
Okay.
Kind of to get all the theater owners, what they call exhibitors, to get them all like excited about the next year coming up. It gives them something to all like, hey, we're gonna, maybe they'll pump in more money to improve their sound system, or get new projectors or whatever, because they know what's coming out in the next year. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if a big Cameron movie's coming out and he's revolutionized digital projection again, they're going to be like, okay, we can invest in that in the coming year because we know what's coming out. So that it's basically like a convention to get everybody psyched for what's coming up.
Cool.
Yeah. Now, for me, I kind of just miss going to the movies just to see a good movie, like a good low-budget drama. I kind of miss that sometimes.
Yeah.
Where you don't need, super high-definition 3D with DTS sound. I like that stuff, too. Believe me, I do. But sometimes I kind of miss, just
Dolby
going to a
Atmos.
movie.
I love Atmos.
Yeah. But sometimes I miss just going to a movie and getting good dialogue.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not faith of the heart, just good dialogue. That song, I think, was the most controversial thing that Star Trek has ever done. Using that song.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
Up till now, up till the recent.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, up until like the recent stuff. But I'm talking about at the time. I mean, a lot of people didn't watch Enterprise because of that song.
Well,
what do you think? You don't agree with me, Jeff?
I think they were silly for not watching the series because of a song.
But that's
on the theme music.
That's the way people are, though. That's just how it goes. I mean, I agree with you. I completely.
It was a good series.
I would buy you a chocolate shake right now because I completely agree that they would be stupid to turn away from the show. However, that's the way people are. As soon as you put a pop song on your show, you're going to risk losing half your audience. What do you think, John? You haven't said anything.
Well, when it comes to faith of the heart, well, I did. Let me phrase it this way. I agree that it's silly to stop watching the show just because you don't like the theme song. However, I did strongly, and I still do, dislike the theme song.
Interesting.
I didn't watch the show at the time. And mind you, I loved Voyager. I loved DS9. But this show lost me. Enterprise lost me a bit. And it was not just the theme song, although the theme song was part of it. The whole feeling was just a little bit weird at the time. I guess they were trying to be edgy.
It felt like a CW kind of like romantic, like they were trying to like be pop, like.
And the widescreen thing, and it just.
Did you see the trailer for Harbinger, the episode Harbinger, when they did the coming attractions for that? It felt like a CW show. Remember the
widescreen?
Didn't they present it in widescreen back then?
Yeah, they did.
Season 4, they did.
Oh, maybe
no, it was all widescreen, but season 4 was the first time they went all digital. They had it in widescreen.
Was it all widescreen?
Yeah,
I thought it was. I'm going back in my memory now. I'm going back in my memory.
It was all.
I don't think they broadcasted it that way.
They didn't broadcast it with the bars on top and bottom. I thought they did.
Yeah, they did.
I don't think they did.
But they only went to digital in the 4th season.
I could be wrong.
HD in season 4.
Yes,
but they did have the widescreen, and I'm pretty sure, and I don't think it was severely letterboxed. It was 11.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't super letterbox, but it was there. And
it wasn't 6. It was basically what your dimensions are of your TV that you have right now.
Yeah.
but it was for CRT. It was letterbox.
It was odd.
I don't remember it
You
like
remember that?
What do you remember, John?
Actually, I was going to say that I don't remember, and one of the reasons for that is that when I was watching season 1 of Enterprise, it kind of lost me too. And for most of the rest of the original run, I didn't watch it very much.
Yep.
It wasn't until many years later that
Appreciate it
I
now.
watched through it.
Okay, here it is. The first 3 seasons were shot on widescreen 35 millimeter film with an aspect ratio of 178:1, and it was a 3 perf super 35 millimeter film. They were talking about this on the commentary.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I would guess that I'm not good with my ratios. I would guess that this 1.781 is similar to 16:9 because
It is 16. It is 16:9.
Yeah.
It is? Okay.
Okay.
But they filmed it that way, but they didn't broadcast it that way. I don't believe.
No, because they had if you had a CRT, you had the bars on the top.
I don't recall that. I don't remember that at all.
And all right, if you go back and watch Broken Bow.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
That one, but that one they did both ways. Because if you look at some of the shots in there, they're more 4x3. The way that they framed some of the shots, and then once you go to episode 1, everything's wider. Everything is you don't have those tight square shots.
They didn't change the aspect ratio when you watch it like they do in a Nolan movie, where you can watch like Tenet and some shots will be widescreen, some shots will be 16:9. They didn't change the aspect ratio on.
Yeah, Broken Bow they messed up a little bit. They went in and kind of I think they originally did widescreen, then they recut it to 4:3, but then after that it went to pretty much widescreen, I think.
Interesting.
Or wider screen. But anyway, John said it just kind of lost me. I didn't feel good watching that show back then. I was lost. I thought it just felt weak.
It had a different feel. It had a different feel. I did like the battle. I did like the battle on the roof in the snow. That was awesome. But everything else kind of was like weird.
It was just weird, and it at the time. Again, I've come to very much appreciate that show. When I got the DVD box set, I guess back about in the 2008 or 9 or whatever, I got the whole set, and I really started watching it one after the other, and I got a lot of respect for that show. I just at the time I didn't like it. It didn't feel like Voyager to me, and I liked Voyager.
And a different
Definitely was not Voyager.
They were trying to go for. They were deliberately trying to get a different vibe from the show, but
and maybe they were too ahead of their time back then. Maybe they shot a little bit beyond what I was ready for then. And I think a lot of audience members they just went a little bit too far. Now it's nothing. You see TV nowadays; it's like cinema.
Having a decon chamber, having a dog on the ship, having kind of music, and it just there were a lot of things that were different.
I mean, the ship was weird too. It's like where did this come from? I don't understand this. Like the TOS, I got it. I know that universe. This thing is before TOS. Yep. There wasn't supposed to be an Enterprise, bloody A, bloody B, bloody C. Like, so where did the ship even come in? And I got it. It just took me a while to understand it. But at the time, I did not watch it live. Absolutely not. Nope.
I want to comment on Planet X's comment here.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for Archer's theme. I don't think it worked at all. It sounded too Buck Rogers to me.
Yeah, I never really liked it. I did like music in some episodes, like the Andorian incident had awesome music, right? You know, like flute music they used.
Yeah.
You know,
they pumped it up a little bit. They jazzed up the music a bit.
Overall, the music didn't get good until the later seasons, I think.
But again, it's Berman keeping tight control. Like there was rules to Star Trek music. You couldn't really use percussion. It was really just it was certain rules. They had to write it.
But they let that go. If you watch the episode Anomaly,
I know they let him slip a little bit. I know, and that was nice. It was
had
great.
Awesome percussion in it. You know,
but that was rare. That was unusual.
That was
you know,
Chataway, right? That was Chataway doing that episode.
That was McCarthy.
No, was it? I thought it was
Chataway.
Hold on, let me check.
I could be wrong. I think it's McCarthy.
Yeah, I think McCarthy did the pilot.
No, I'm talking about
Anomaly.
where they had the percussion.
Yeah, where Archer's sliding down the ladder and the dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun, dun.
and
Yeah,
the guys were like, it was when the pirates were coming in. You might be right. It might be McCarthy. Let me check. Let's see here.
that was cool. That was actually a good episode. I like that one.
Oh, it's fantastic! It's one of my favorite action episodes of any Star Trek show. Jay Chataway, you're right.
Was it Jay Chataway?
Yeah, Jay Chataway. He's just like he really, But sometimes they go into like the old tropes, like in Carbon Creek. It's like, okay, this is a small town. Let's put the small town acoustic banjo music.
Yeah.
Because it's a stereotype small town.
North Star was good. I like that one.
Oh, I love that episode. That episode has a commentary track to it as well.
The Skags.
Yeah, it's a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
So
I did come to appreciate Enterprise very much through that DVD box set, and that's where I really became to respect it for what it was. It's still not my favorite. I'll be honest with you. I still prefer Voyager.
I'm a little rough on the whole with Decon Chamber. It's a good idea, but it just seemed the whole reason for it is to put some PG-13 sex scenes in the show.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yes, honestly, I hated the concept of what they did with the Decon Chamber because it was so obvious why it was there.
It was. That's exactly why it was there, and it was just, the one thing I did notice. I remember when the pilot first aired, and I must have stepped away for a couple minutes, and I came back, and there was a shot where Phlox was talking to them in Decon, and then he slides the window shut. I'm like, that is cool, because that is so TOS to me.
Right.
When you slide something shut, that is so TOS to me. And I did like how, some of the TOS elements. I like the original pulse guns that they carried around.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, instead of phasers, they were like pulse guns.
Yeah, PPGs. That's Babylon 5. They call it something else, P.
And I love the tricorders. I love all the equipment, like the sound of their tricorders and the way they're designed. I like all the screens on the ship, the battleship, like gray of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I hated when they added the blue floors in the 4th season. Hated that.
I like the captain's chair in the 4th season. I thought that was nicer.
They should have just went with the captain's chair that Trip was going to make.
That was it. No, I thought that was the chair, right?
That might be it, yeah. But originally he kind of tabled it because he just made the other one shorter or something.
He lowered it.
He lowered
it by like a centimeter. You're right.
Feels totally different.
By the way, that's one of my guilty pleasure episodes. I love that episode. I can watch that episode all day.
That is a good episode.
Isn't it kind of a ripoff of Dramatis Personae on DS9?
Well, it's kind of like the way I see that episode. You're right. It's every Star Trek episode has something where the entire crew is affected by something where it causes them to either act out of character or too much in character. Mm-hmm. It's a tradition. Like you have the Naked Time, you have the Naked Now, you have either Dramatis Personae or Babel it's called, where they're all speaking in gibberish. Every Star Trek has those kind of episodes, and the episode we're talking about, Singularity, is that episode for the Enterprise show, and that's why I like it. It's just a cool idea, It's it's cool. And I love, Deanne Trip is like, did we get any good shots of the black hole? and you have the read alert. Yeah, that joke with the read alert.
Yeah, that was funny. It's read alert.
And I love the fact that it wasn't just a throwaway gag. Like you actually had it come on at the end and help them get out.
Yep.
It's like, everything's kicked on now. We could fire phasers.
Didn't T'Pol have to stick Archer in the shower or something to wake him up?
She
on
had
that
to,
one?
like,
Yeah.
she had to get him to like wake up a little bit because he was in a mood. He's like, "Get out, don't come in." It's a really fun episode. It's
Yeah.
I like Hoshi making the meal.
The soup. She couldn't get it right. She kept screwing it up.
And it was all because there was not enough salt in it or something. It was too salty.
Too salty. She kept messing it up.
Salty, yeah.
They were obsessed. They all had little obsessions.
Yeah. The one thing I don't like about the episode is T'Pol was trying to figure things out. She was not affected. She was trying to figure everything out. I think that should have been her obsession, is trying to figure it out. So that way she would have been affected too. I think that it wouldn't have changed much in the episode, but I like the idea of like her obsession with finding out what happened was the thing that she was working on. I don't know. Did you guys like the communicator episode? It was kind of a riff on a piece of the action, like how at the end of piece of the action, Bones leaves his communicator on the planet.
Yeah.
Where in this episode they leave the communicator, but they have to go back for it. Did you guys like that?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fine.
Yeah. It's, that was a pretty, they're going to get hanged or something at the end. It reminded me of the shooting scene, the scene in the Orville where that one planet with they were gonna shoot them.
Mm-hmm.
They were captured because of their horoscope sign.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That was kind of ridiculous, but it was very similar. Like these people were just cruel and nasty.
Right.
Yeah, that was not my favorite Orville episode. I liked it. I see what they're getting at, but it was definitely not my favorite Orville episode.
No, I like the concept in that Orville episode.
Yeah, I did too. It just wasn't my favorite. It didn't really work for me as well. I really liked the last episode, how they brought back the girl from the voting planet, because that planet is so much like Earth. So in some ways, she became like a representation of the audience of the show, and they're trying to explain to her their version of the Prime Directive. They're trying to explain to her the value of what they do and what they can't do. And in a way, they're explaining it to the audience because her culture is so much like our culture. They even have the same clothes and everything that we have. I think that what Seth understands about Star Trek is every alien planet that Star Trek visits is some kind of representation of the human condition here.
Right.
He understood that people take science fiction very literally now. Ever since special effects got really good, everything is so literal, nothing is left to interpretation. So sometimes people don't buy the whole idea that other planets have the same culture that we have. But that's the whole point of Star Trek. It doesn't work in other science fiction shows, but the whole point of Star Trek is that you have a planet that is run by Nazis, or you have a planet that's run by gangsters, or you have a planet that's run by ancient Romans, or just giving, like you said, bread and circuses to the people, because they represent different aspects of our culture and our human condition.
Right.
That's the whole point. It doesn't matter whether you believe that such a planet could exist. That's not the point. The point is, what are we talking about with ourselves? What are we getting out of this episode?
The Ferengi.
It's allegorical science fiction, and people don't understand that Star Trek in that way is more similar to Twilight Zone than other science fiction.
I mean, the Ferengi are humans,
right?
They're modern, capitalistic humans, right? In the society that we live in right now, I suppose, right? That's their allegory or their analog. Klingons are, yeah, I guess they're just like a warrior. You know, they're fun. But you're right. Most of the species they do represent something about us.
Yeah, and not only do they look human, which makes, by the way, I always thought the great thing about Star Trek is that with such limited technology, alien characters are actually characters. You can have dramatic scenes, funny scenes, because they're real people. It's not like you're looking at the Na'vi from Avatar, where it's all about special effects and how they bring it to life. Oh, they just throw pointed ears on somebody and you have an alien character. Put a good actor in that part, you're gonna have a good episode.
Yeah.
It's so much more important to me than the special effects.
Yeah. And I agree. Although I was watching Force of Nature last night, I didn't like that at all. I was trying to find something I liked about it. There's nothing about that episode that I like. Nothing.
I was thinking about this. Despite how much I love Star Trek.
Yeah.
Despite how much I love Star Trek, I would say more than half of the episodes are actually bad than good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was tough.
All of the episodes, more than half of all of the episodes are actually less on the good side, but there's still a lot of good episodes.
They wasted so much time with this Data and LaForge and training the cat and all this other
They had no
story
until Act 3. They had no story until Act 3.
Yeah, it was so strange. It was so weird. The pacing and the costumes for those aliens were horrendous. I just don't know what they were thinking with this one, and the whole speed limit thing.
Yeah,
angered me.
The worst alien costumes. The worst alien costumes ever was on Deep Space Nine, called the Vortex, which I love. I love that episode, right? Mm-hmm. But the aliens that the guy that played Degra, what was his name? Can't think of his name. The costume that he wore was so ugly. It looks like tinfoil with like tights. It was so bad. Yeah. I can't think of the actor's name.
Yeah.
Degra.
He was in a lot. He was in Loud as a Whisper.
Yeah, he played twins in Vortex.
Yes, he was the Miradorn twin.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know until talking to you guys. I thought it was two different actors. I didn't realize that he did a split screen with him or something. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, I
thought it was two separate actors, but I guess not.
But yeah, dude, I want to thank you guys for this conversation. It's been a lot.
No, it's great.
Of course.
I know we're probably going to wrap it up soon because it's
it's getting about that time.
Yeah.
At 1 o'clock. Yeah. We're going to have to watch right now. But yeah, I'm glad I got to get some of my feelings out because I really do feel that Star Trek rides the line between being believable science fiction and being more allegorical, which is not everything should be literally taken too literally. Like, I don't believe that could happen in outer space because that's not the point of the story. And people have to keep in mind what the point of the story is, not whether it could happen. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, that's what I wanted to get at. Anyway, so on that note, I'm going to head to bed.
Well, thanks for joining us, Mercer. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. I guess I'll wait till you sign out, but then after that, I'll go to bed.
Yeah, so I want to thank everyone for joining us again. We appreciate it, both in the games and the chat afterwards. I don't know what Matthew's plans are going to be for Monday, but have you heard anything about that, Professor? I know there's something
I don't know what's going to happen Monday night. There's, I would say, at least a decent chance that we will not have Babylon 5 this coming week. I would say stay tuned to Matthew's Discord. He'll post.
Okay?
I'm sorry?
Is he okay? Everything okay?
His daughter's having some medical issues at the moment.
Well, it's none of our business, but I hope that everything goes okay, obviously.
Well, Matthew did post publicly in his Discord, so if you want to check out more, I would say check out Matthew's Discord channel.
Yeah. You guys are doing all right otherwise? Life is going okay for you guys?
Yeah, it's going fine.
Yeah.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
good. Good to know. Good to know. Yep.
And we'll be back. So when nothing else comes up next Saturday at our usual time. So we hope to see you all then.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Great game.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Take care, all. Thanks for joining us.
See you later, guys.